night, good night, good night. Good night, everyone. Just got a couple things I need to discuss with you guys tonight, and I would like for promoters, producers, to get involved in this discussion. All right. So just wait a couple more minutes, and we'll kick this thing off. So tag as much artists, because a lot of things the artists need to know about. You know, a couple of things that I'm gonna be, some of my concerns, I should say, right? But it's of course producers, promoters, as well, right? So tag them, and share the live, share the live. Share the live, share the live, share the live. Again, I need promoters, producers, and artists to be involved in this discussion. You guys can hear me good out there. Promoters, artists, producers, I need you guys to come in. There are some important things for us to discuss. Please and thanks. Promoters, artists, producers. Promoters, artists, producers, please come on in. I have a lot of questions I have to ask you guys. Alright? Promoters, artists, producers. Tag them. Tag them. All the promoters, all the producers, artists. Gotta talk about this thing. We have to talk about this stuff. It's getting overbearing and quite ridiculous. Quite ridiculous. So artists, producers, promoters. I'm tagging as well. All right, so let's go. Let's go. Artists, promoters, producers. Artists, promoters, producers. Please come in. Please and thanks. Please and thanks. And I need artists to come on as well with me. All right. Artists and producers and promoters. I need you guys to come on the live with me. Yeah, just identify yourself and I'll send you the link to come in. But it's just it's just it's some even lost for words. It's just something that is really overbearing now. And I just want to have a clear understanding so that my approach with what I am doing with music and albums and all of these things, that I understand where you guys head is at, so I don't waste my time with doing certain things. All right. um I just need answers. I really need answers. Like seriously need answers. If you guys can hear me fine, just give me a thumbs up or something. Give me a thumbs up if you guys can hear me fine. All right. So trying to get I don't know, promoters, producers, come on in. All right, young Russ. Young Russ, I'm gonna need you to come on the live with me if you can in a few minutes. Just let me know if you can. Just let me know if you can. I need Tim and Fraser to come on the live with me if you can. I need GT Youths to come on the live with me if they can. All right. I need you guys and any other artists and producers. Producer can come on, even artists. If you want once you want here and you understand what the live is about, I need you guys to come on and just explain to me and many others that might not have a clear understanding of how this thing, how you guys, I mean, the thought process, I should say, the thought process behind, you know, how you guys um do these things. Now, it's in regards to rhythm albums in general. When a producer link an artist to go on a project, right? When a producer link an artist to go on a project, or artist link a producer to go on a rhythm project or album project, why is it that the artists don't like like truly support the album or the project in general? Like, why? I don't understand that. I don't understand that. And I'm speaking from my own experience as well, and the experience of, from other um artists, and not artists, producers, well, artist, producer, promoters. Like, I want answers from the artists them, like what is the what is the hard part, or what is the problem, I should say, in most of you supporting a project? Yes, is the producer's project, yes, but you can't expect the producer or the promoter to be doing all the work. I mean, it's a project, it's a collective project, a collective effort, right? Let's say the project is not for sale. Let's just say it's not for sale, right? Like, what is the problem, right? And my experience from dealing with the Rep 592 project since 2016, about to release volume 8 this Friday, the struggles that I've had with artists supporting, sharing, promoting these albums, it's just, it's like, I can't even find words for it. I can't even find words for it. And I just need you guys to understand that this thing is not only a producer thing, or the person that's putting the project together thing. It's everybody, is all the artists, everybody is trying to push, you know. We have to push, the project, we have to push the project, we have to push whatever it is you guys involve. So it's not just telling you guys, okay, come on this project. It's not just say come on the project, and then that's it. It's not just come on the project and that's it. It's come on the project, let's try to push and work with each other so that we can get the music much farther out there. And it's not going to get out there by itself. I, I want you guys to understand, we are a struggling industry. A lot might say that we don't have an industry, but I say we do have an industry, and we have to build it. And the only way that we can build it is when we work together. We don't have to, be perfect, but we have to work with each other. We have to work with each other. And I don't I still don't understand, why is it that artists cannot commit. I'm not saying all the artists. Like, if you have a project that have 10 artists on there, you're gonna have a solid two or maybe one that's really pushing that particular project. Why is that? Why? I don't understand that. Like, why? Why only one? Why only two? We have to get past this selfish way of doing things. How are we going to get to the next level if we cannot even work together on a project to push it? How? How are we going to even how are we going to even improve as an industry? We cannot. We cannot if we're not able to work with each other. You understand? This thing is just getting overbearing and ridiculous. And I stop biting my tongue and bridling my mouth about things. I can say it when it's necessary. I'm gonna speak when it's necessary. And like now is necessary. You can't keep sweeping things under the rug. How you expect people to even be conscious of the things that they do? Right? All I'm saying is we have projects. We have real solid, good projects. We have these producers that's pumping out these rhythms. AJ, uh, um, Code Red, Timon Frazier, all of these different art, Joey Too Cool, all of these guys that pumping out these rhythms, and you have artists that's on these rhythms that just not doing anything, like not even promoting nothing. Pajo, that Mash project that just released, the Soga Mash project. Like as far as I can see, there's like very little support, very little support. Or if there is a support, you might see it for the first 1 or 2 days, and that's it. And just that's just one example I'm using. For me, I have seven, going on number 8 albums. So I know firsthand that experience with artists not doing squat. That's why I chose to do it this way, where I ain't messaging nobody. If you want to come on the project, I make a post and I say add me or whatever the case is. You contact me. If you don't contact me, it's showing that this project is not for you. Hail up, then. Hail up. If you don't if you don't have the urge to even message to say dark cat nothing, right? It means that you don't care to be on it. So I've learned my lesson from maybe um I think I really started like paying attention to that stuff maybe 2 years ago, right? And I stopped subjecting myself to that nonsense. I stopped subjecting myself to it. You would message an artist to say, hey, I have this project, rep 592, blah 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 blah. I really would like, I would like for you to be a part of this project. They would check the message and would not respond. Years would go by. Years would go by, and you wouldn't get a response. And then all of a sudden, out of the blue, you get a response. I guess that's when now they pay attention to what's going on. And not only that, we have artists that been on the project for multiple times. They've been on the project, and you would message them when the time come around, and they wouldn't respond. They would ignore you, literally ignore you, and that's not cool. That is not cool. This is not cool. You understand? it felt, if it feels like sometimes, or I should say, it used to feel, and I mean, I'm not out of it yet in terms of artists being so perfect to me and responding, but because I'm not subjecting myself to them, to message and being ignored, I know the ones that's going to ignore me, so I avoid them at all costs. I avoid them, right? With this project here, right? With this project here, I I reached out to some artists that never been on the project, right? Because I've seen their work over the year and stuff. But when it comes to like a lot of the new artists, the young artists, man, those guys were in my inbox like crazy. So I have a lot of new artists on this one, a lot. So what's happening with the older ones? What's happening with the seasoned one? Are you guys too good? And yeah, are you guys too good or are you too? I mean, I don't even want to. I don't even want to like, put too much words out there, but you you you're too good for this project. You're too good. You know what I mean? What is it? Pride? What is it? Ego? I just wanna understand. What's the sad part about it? When I put these albums out and fans don't see their favorite artists on these projects, you know what they say? Oh, they don't know what they're doing. How can they miss such and such and such and such? And they don't know that such and such were contacted, but they chose to ignore, or they decline and say all manner of things. Y'all think it's 2 cents things people be dealing with? Appreciate you, Kester. Appreciate you. You understand? So for me, I am utilizing my energy on the ones that is pushing. I am utilizing the ones that is pushing. You understand? I am utilizing my energy on the ones that's pushing and hungry and eager to really push this themselves, right? I'm not playing with my energy anymore, right? And so far for the past year or two or so, I've been like so relaxed and not caring too much about the ones that's ignoring me, or caring period. Honestly, or caring period. Literally don't care about the ones that's ignoring me. I tried for years, and these are some of the artists that have been on this project for 4 or 5 times or even more, right? So why is it we have to, as creators, as producers, as promoters, why do we have to feel like we beating the artists to even make a post, right? Why we feel like we have to beat the artist to even make a post about a project? You record your song. Let's say you pay to record your song. Let's just say, hypothetically speaking. So you feel like, okay, if you paid to promote, to record your song and all these things, it means that it's the promoter is obligated to do the rest of the job, to do the rest of the work. Yeah, I don't know. I just want answers. You understand? I want answers. I don't know. I really don't know. You understand? I don't know. And it's kind of crazy that we still dealing with stuff like this. We supposed to be working together. We supposed to be like really, really hammering home, supporting each other, right? We supposed to be doing these things, but we're not. I'm not saying we not 100%, but it's like it seems like it's like it seems like it's just like it's too much. It's like it's so much work, it's so much effort I have to put into this thing to convince the artist them to hey, share, just share the project. What is it, you guys are caught up with other projects you're doing? I mean, you don't have to share every day. You know what I'm saying? You don't have to share every day, but show some effort into the project. Show some effort into posting. You never have to put it on your timeline. Put it on your story. That disappears after 24 hours. Put it on your WhatsApp. Or you don't even have to put it on your WhatsApp. Put it on your Facebook status, your IG status. It goes away. But not to post, period. You understand? We got um like I said, Dane, the diplomats music, putting out some serious work, right? We got GT Youths, we got, many other artists. I mean, many other producers, AJ, the Timon Fraser Records, and all of these guys. And I pay attention to these things, and it's a little support I be seeing. You understand? It's very little support I see. What is it? What is it, artists? Are you guys tired of being on rhythm albums? Like, what is it? What is it? Renrick, what up, bro? What is it? What is the problem, artists? What is it? I'm here because I'm concerned and I want to have, excuse me, a better understanding. So we understand your thought process of when you come on an album and you don't do certain things, we know what to expect. Let us know. Let us know. This ain't no, we can't be playing with this. We can't be playing with this thing. We gotta shoot straight to the point and deal with certain things. You understand? Long gone are the days where we sweep things under the rug. We In order for us to move forward, we have to have a better understanding of both sides. You understand? If you tell a producer, hey, I know on this project, but bro, I got so many other things going on with this, and I'm working on my album, and I got this and I got this and all these things that I can post, but I can't really like put my all into it. Have the producer understand where you stand, instead of ignoring the producer when they send you things. You don't post it, you just like run over it. But guess what? When you send stuff, you want people to post it. Make it make sense. Make it make sense. You understand? And I feel like we should be past this stage. We should be past this stage and doing better. Like I said, not perfect, but better. 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 If it is that you don't know how to promote and post strategically, link with the art, link with the producer, link with the promoter, and just ask for directions, instead of just not doing anything. Instead of just not doing anything, ask for directions. Because guess what? Let's speak sense out of nonsense. Guess what? When you decide to release a single or release an album, guess what you're gonna be asking for? Support. You're gonna asking people to share. You're gonna ask people to do all manner of things, and when they don't do it, then you're gonna have a clearer understanding of how it feels. Right? We have to create a culture where when we are part of a project, we support it. We don't have to be in 100% to be doing all these things and traveling all the place and da, da, da. I mean, some artists can do it, But every opportunity you get, when you on your live, when you on your this, and more so when you on these projects, you don't just promote your song only. Yes, you're gonna have a time where you push your own song, but push the entire project, push the entire rhythm album, push the entire 592 project. You understand? Push the whole thing. Push the entire project. This thing is not rocket science. This thing is not rocket science. We come on a project. Good evening, Mr. Dynamics. We come on a project. Producer call you, say, hey, I want you on this project. I want you on this project. You come on the project. You agree to go on the project. But yet you come on a project. All you have there is your song. Your presence, your support is not there. Let's change the culture of that. We have so many amazing albums out there that needs support. They need support. And I mean, diplomats didn't tell me to say any of this or whatever this, but I am sure the last album they dropped, rhythm album, which is amazing, Clear Vision rhythm. And I think it's in the link somewhere there, in a comment there, right? Like those kind of rhythm album is just so crazy amazing. And I don't understand why is it that it can be like plastering all over the place, like just beating all over the place, right? I'm not even gonna get to the DJs. The DJs is not even it's not a part of this conversation so much, right? But we talk about the artists supporting the thing. Yeah, Mr. Dynamics.
Yeah, I've been in and out hearing you with most of your comments that you were making. Are you hearing me clearly?
Yeah.
All right. So yeah, but I share some of the same thing. It's amazing that people would want to believe me. You having conversations because I be speaking the same thing on in my circle.
Mm,
I just mentioned something that is important. The DJs, right? The DJs goes with what is hype. So if the fans start asking for something, you better believe the DJ gonna crawl, backflip, do whatever they gotta do to get it. Because the DJ always want to be relevant.
mm,
So why we do nothing, we create no excitement on the project. The fans don't feel no excitement, and the DJ don't get into gear to get anything because nobody ain't asking for it.
mm-hmm.
But if a DJ going to a party and a man pull up and ask for a Shelly G song, and the DJ come back 3 bucks and find it, and then somebody else come not too long after and say, hey, they got this new Shelly G thing, oh pop pop pop, and he didn't get it. When he
Mm,
left the party, guarantee you he gonna find anybody he forget the music. So we could do stuff that can get the DJs them engaged. Um, but there's other ways to get them engaged. You meet them and you get them a raise and stuff and get them engaged. But DJs are better engaged when your song is speaking volume
mm-hmm.
in a mass arena. They have to get it because that's what's trending right now. And every DJ wants to be on point and play what's trending.
But you see the thing is, yes, the DJs play a part, but I am more on the artist. That's where my focus is right now, on the artist. The artist actually taking the initiative to not only push their own song, but to push the entire project. And I just mentioned Clear Vision by Diplomats Music, GT Youth's Heart to Love. And I mean, I can go, and I just mentioned those two because they were, the last set of rhythms just dropped. But those albums, the artists need to support this thing a lot more. And when you see they have the excitement, then it's going to excite the DJs, it's going to excite the fans, it's going to excite everybody. But the people that's involved, if they're not excited, then it cannot be a trickle down effect. Good night, Melody.
It is um, something that I have been working on. I mean, a few folks call me and say, "Man, you're trying to beat hard on the artist." I don't know who else I should beat on right now, because and I don't want to come over like if I'm trying to fight people. I just like I see benefits in them just engaging in their own stuff and in their own development,
Yep.
and they miss that opportunity. They miss that opportunity. I was telling a guy the other night, even to your artist name, if you spend time on making it too complex, a lot of people not gonna find you if they're googling your name,
Hmm.
because Google just spell help people spell check. A man might not know how your name spell, but once you put in the first set of pieces, it's gonna find the rest for you. So when you make your name all this big complicated because you want to be different, you're also robbing yourself the opportunity of being easily found, unless you're proactive on social media that your name is going to be in the top 10 options when somebody search the name. Let's just say dynamic TYNA, and I put in something different at the back. So if
Hmm.
I'm proactive on social media, after I type in DYNA, and because I'm proactive on social media, then I am in the top options, and then my fancy spelling will come up. So I was telling them, if you're gonna go that route, then you have to be very, very, very active on social media,
Hmm.
so that your name will be in the top 10 that's going to be pulled when an option is characters them start being typed into the field for the search. So I don't know, but like I was explaining to you the other night on my program, I'm kind of getting tired of kind of like if you're begging people to just do something that is good for them. So I don't know.
And that's I am feeling like I am feeling just the same way you feeling, and instead of me actually like not expressing myself, I don't want to start like backing off of the things that I'm doing. Not to say that I'm losing interest, but I am losing interest in the artist them that is too big for themselves. And I've had enough. I've had enough of it over the years, and that's why I started just pushing them to the side. And then this is the other thing, right? I've heard that I have favorites and all these things, which makes no sense to me. The reason why is because let's say I have a set of artists that's down for me, supporting everything I do, right? Now you're more drawn to the people that is supporting you. So why in the world would I be pushing somebody that don't give a damn on if my Friday fall on a Sunday morning, right? So this ain't got to do with favoritism. This got to do with me pushing the ones that is appreciative of what I'm doing. So if I post this my video today and I post it next week, this doesn't mean that it's any kind of favoritism, right? I am going to be rotating all the different artists in how I push my stuff. If I come across an artist and I like it, I like a song or a video, I'm going to post it. And if it is that particular artist drop another video or a song that's hot next week, I'm going to post it. Does it mean that is favoritism? How? But because
Well,
they're pushing theirs, all of a sudden it's like, oh, he don't like me or this and he don't like, and it's just quite ridiculous. It's quite ridiculous.
my vocabulary has just been increased recently with the word reciprocate. I that's how I work right now. If I go on somebody's page and I see them posting the stuff for me, trust me, anything that they post and come up in my feed, I posting it back for them, because
Exactly.
I am reciprocating. They got some people on your page. Some people come and they talk to you every single day, and some folks telling you that, hey, I just post people think you go on your page. One of the beautiful part about Facebook and Instagram and all these social media
You go back.
platforms, there is a history. You could run back from now until the start, and the same people who said the posting. I don't know if they probably get a spy page that they be posting it on, but it's not on the regular page.
Hmm.
Reciprocate. And there's some people in your inbox every day asking you to post stuff for them. When you go on their page, they don't post nothing for anybody. Why should I post stuff for you when you're not doing anything for anybody else? I mean,
That's it.
that's how I feel about it right now. I'm gonna use my newfound word. You know, I'm not so bright right now, but reciprocation, that's what I'm working with. If you're not doing me, I ain't doing you.
Man, is energy. I've learned my thing of what I'm dealing with. And trust me, I am still excited, I am still enthused, I'm still motivated in doing what I'm doing, but I am utilizing my energy wisely, right? I am no longer putting my energy into anything with this music that is going to make me, that's going to aggravate me. I'm not doing it.
And there are some fans who does of 3 million times more than the artist. They have nothing to gain other than the fact that they want to see
Exactly.
Guyanese music progress. I want Peggy Elias.
Oh yeah.
You could post your neighbor cat or your neighbor dog or whatever. Once it's Guyana from Peggy is all over it.
Yes.
You
And
know.
many others, and many others.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Fiona Elder was the baby sharp door. Everything that I post, I mean, she got a party coming up and I called her yesterday. I said, man, you posting everybody else stuff, me and seeing your party in the post. I look in your page and I seen everybody else thing there. What happened to your stuff? Oh, I forget to post it back. I said, what happened to the people think that you're posting? I go up on their picture.
Nothing fishy.
I just get in my mode, you know, and I just behave like Ban Warrior, gone searching people, my team, my mode is running, and I running people page to see what they're doing. And all the people that she posting, nobody ain't posting back. She party, and she's proactively posting people stuff all the time. Come on, man. It's about I tell you, my new
Reci-
word, like I
Reciprocate.
said, reciprocate. I don't feel that anybody should try to 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 blast somebody else stuff when they don't do anything for you, man. We time is gonna come right now where people gotta realize right now that if we don't work together in this industry as it is right now, nothing's not gonna be
We
happening.
we gonna die. We gonna die completely. We already threading on thin ice, right? We doing better, but we still threading on thin ice. And if it is that we can't even get the energy of the artists them, and again, I'm not talking about all the artists. The artists them know themselves, and I know the ones that's really pushing and is that and willing to work with, especially with the things that I'm doing. But they got some of them, man. It's they're so disrespectful, man. They're so disrespectful, and my energy is not to those. I promise you, nope, nope, not anymore.
And
Sorry.
some people don't really understand. Some of the artists don't really understand social media too. I mean, if you spend time celebrating the fans that come to your page, somebody respond to one of your posts. It's not just something you should just say, okay, you should you that's an opportunity for you to cherish and to pull that person in to get them closer to you as a supporter
Interact.
and not move them from the level of just being a fan, a random fan who just like something, to be somebody who's going to support
Support, right?
your stuff. You respond to them and you even say, do you know I have a YouTube page that has some other stuff? If you're interested, you can just head over there
And
and
share,
enjoy some of my stuff.
subscribe,
And they're gonna go over. And after a while, you start introducing them slowly to things that you want them to do. You go to my page, you could subscribe, and if you press the notification whenever I get something new, and you start giving some people who are proactively on your page as an artist, you just ask them for the email address. You send them one of your song for free. And we have to learn to draw people in. So you will be build a support base and not just a fan base. Fans is just the people who sit on your page because they're there with the popcorn or whatever is the purpose or reason for them sitting on your page, they're there. But we have the opportunity to change how they interact with our page or the things that we do by
yep.
bringing them into your world. When somebody could feel your world, you know, I wish I could find all the fans like that have the heart of Peggy. Peggy, I don't know how she does it. If I
Hmm.
go Malcolm Ferreira page, Peggy posting something for Malcolm. I go to Kester D page, she posting something for Kester D. I go to Demrock page, she posting something for Demrock. Everybody, I don't know. But I want to talk to her because she might get fired. I wonder if she's really work where she working because she's spending more time on doing more work for me than probably I don't know how she does it. But I want to celebrate people like Peggy. I mean, and this might be the forum to do it, but I also want to use the opportunity to just say thank you, Peggy Elias,
Yes,
for
thank you.
being proactive in the Guyanese Trust.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I can echo that as well. And a couple other, fans that's out there that have the habit. That's their culture. Is their culture to do those things. And it's easy for them, right? It's easy for them, right? But the artists have to give the energy. The artists have to give the energy, and if the artists are not giving the energy, then it's kind of like it's a little bit harder for it to be. It's a little bit harder to sell. As a promoter, as a producer, you can only do so much, right? At the end of it, you have 10 people on a project and only one that's really pushing. I mean, that right there, it can't work. It can't work. And then guess what? You move from one project to the next, to the next. And I'm telling you from experience, 8 albums dropping, the eighth album dropping on on Friday. So just imagine. And I did the total of, I calculated a total of about 200 songs altogether. 200 songs between 8 albums. That's a whole lot of songs, right? So just imagine the amount of artists that I dealt with and still dealing with, right? Just imagine. And just imagine the amount of artists that's been ignoring me for years. Just imagine. And
Let's
a lot of these artists, I don't know what is, I don't know, like it- like we have to get away from being so prideful. Now, if it is that you're gonna have those kind of habits, like ignoring people and ignoring people that actually, doing things to further the industry, you ignoring them, right? But yet you don't have the urge to really push yourself. That is be the case too, and I'm speaking from experience. You know, I'm
like I
speaking
said,
from
some of
experience.
some of the artists are new to the business, and that's the excuse they use sometimes when you get to them. They say, "Man, but I'm new in the thing, and y'all got to spend, y'all got to be more patient with the stuff." But folks not listening, man. So much of things is being said, so much things is being written, so much of people have spent time doing live and been saying a lot of stuff that people just don't listen. Um, I think it's about time for probably a workshop or something that could be organized so we could probably get the artists them who wants to have the knowledge of how to handle some of the situations, because some of the new ones, if they don't understand, they feel that if they give the song out, well, well, it's just a stream. I not get no. What am I getting from just
Mm,
having my song streaming? You know, and if they don't understand what the benefits are, then they don't pay it no mind because everybody feel that they should be like the other North American artists. They drop a song today, and if you name 6 to 9, you see you get 34 million in 2 nights, and YouTube giving you a big fancy check, but we haven't gotten to the level of engagement as yet. And that comes from us mobilizing a fan base that supports the stuff that we do. you know the American culture or the white culture is always to support most of the I don't want to use the word white all the time, but let me just keep it for simplicity. And it's not a racial I'm not using it in a racial sense, but the white people, all of them get Apple on the phone, you know and they don't do it like us. Somebody we get somebody's song, and couple people say, hey, you get a new song yeah, I get the song, and then we go and put the song in the folder and we put it on blast. So all we friends, the neighbor, the cat, the dog, the earthworms, everybody around get a person's song for free. We have to understand that at the end of the day, we might be giving up something initially because we're looking at a bigger picture down the road. We give up something now because down the road, we're trying to see if we could be like the regular North American artist that is popular and is trending, and we can earn the kind of monies from our music the same way that they do. And the only way that could happen is that you folks got to understand that we need to stop being part of the piracy network. You know, if
Mhm.
somebody's song is there out there for streaming only, then what happens? A lot of people, if 40,000 people come in contact and play a song and they like it, that's 40,000 people that gonna resound your name and say, hey, this is John Brown, this is Naya, this is whatever, and they get to know your name. And if they like you that much, they follow your trail, they like your page, they look for all your social media handle, and they follow you for get more stuff. And sometimes some of the people will go now, if you're that organized, because you might be on this project and this might be the only song you have out. You know, they download this song, but then they're looking to see what else that can they get from you.
Mhm.
So here's where you come right now. You put together an EP, you put together your stuff. You might have videos, you might have other projects, you might even have a business that, as an artist, you might probably be a barber or something else that they can come and just interface and support. So there are pluses in allowing your stuff to be streamed. I'm saying if you're somebody who's already organized and you got your music selling out there are different ways you can get your stuff still streamed on a platform that has all Guyanese, because what you want to do is to be part of the crowd that is being projected and being promoted and say, I am part of this crowd. I am part of the 40, the 30, the 35, and your name can be resounding in the part of this 35. And when they get to your song, they recognize, okay, this song here, to download it, I'm being redirected to the person's website or the location where you can purchase it. And people are respectful. Some of the folks are gonna buy your stuff. At the end of the day, it's what arrangement you make with the producer for the album or the production of the album. Everything is possible in this business. All we got to do is negotiate. Stop assuming that this not happen, this not what the person want, and ask the question.
Yeah, it's simple, and just like I mentioned earlier, if it is that you need direction, if it is that you need instructions on something when you're on a project, ask, but just don't ignore. Don't ignore, because it's going to come a time when you will have your project and you're going to be hitting up everybody, Tom, Dick, and Harry, to share your stuff. But you're not thinking of the other projects that you've been on, that the artist, that the producer needed you to do the same thing, right? We just have to get into this culture of supporting each project, and not only
It's
other, but each project that we on, support it, share it. You don't have to be on there 24/7 doing the most, but show interest that you are willing to be a part of this project. And that's why I stopped messing with a lot of a lot of artists, because all they did was, when I messaged them and I put my whole long paragraph explaining the whole project, and they say things like cool, or I don't mind, or sure, right? It took me years for me to understand what those things really meant. What it meant was, yeah, just another way of me getting on a project, until I started you know booting them off and not caring about a lot of artists being on there. Like, honest to God, I really don't care. The ones that's pushing and giving me the energy to continue to push and move, those are the ones that I'm putting my energy behind. Literally.
and sometimes some people just need a little bit of encouragement. I can remember last year when I was doing the take a ride boat ride, and I told the artists them, you folks, the boat could hold 500 people. The cost of the boat and the cost of everything. If we don't sell 300 tickets for this boat ride, you know, artists can't get paid, because that's what it's gonna cost to just pay the expenses for the
Mm.
boat. It's not like I wanted to give a free boat ride, and I just wanted to find money and just hand it out to artists, because I'm creating a platform so that they could come and perform. I wanted them to work with me. I talked to some of them, and some of them was reluctant on things. Some folks take the tickets from me, and then the day before the boat ride, they give you back all the tickets except the two that they were supposed to keep for them and the significant other. You
Mm-hmm.
know, I remember one artist, and I'm gonna call his name right now because at the end of the day, I don't want people feeling it's just I'm always about kicking down and beating down people. I spoke with War Child. And he said, "Ma, you don't feel that artists supposed to be doing these things and them kind of stuff." I said, "Well, I had a conversation and I explained to him that if the artists don't engage with the fans, when you come with the boat, who's gonna be keeping nice and celebrating you as an artist? You're gonna be looking around, and you might see 200 people, none of them don't know you."
Mm-hmm.
And he bite into that whole stuff. And before the boat ride was over, and I asked him to sell 10 tickets. I said, "Man, sell 10 tickets for this show." And I give him 10 tickets. 2 days after, he called me back and said, "I need another 10 tickets." So I sent 15 tickets to him. He sold out all the tickets that he had for the boat ride. Somebody who said in the beginning that they don't think that artists should be engaged in that kind of manner. And I was happy and I said, "Hey, this is the kind of support that I'm looking for."
Mm-hmm.
That same boat ride, Shelly sold over 120 tickets all by herself. It just, I had a DJ on the show, and I'll call his name too. Danger Vibes. Danger Vibes was on the show. Danger Vibes say, "Hey, I ain't promising you for selling no ticket, but here I can do for you. When me fans them embrace me, I can let them contact you and get Danger Vibes sell over 35 tickets just with fans who wanted to come and hear him play at the stuff. So it's not as sometimes you don't have to physically sell the ticket. You can have an arrangement with the person or the organizer and say, "Hey, I can shoot my fans to you, you know, and stuff." I had a little relay happening with EG the governor. If somebody call and if the fan if let's just say um Danger Vibe fan was out in Queens, EG got a pass through there. Hey, he would come collect the 6 tickets, he would carry it out and we were able to come up with a little science that and and everybody who had a little resistance to doing the stuff end up doing it,
Mm-hmm.
and it was a good plus for the show. So I'm saying sometimes they might come up with a little bit of resistance, but when they start doing it and they see the benefits from it, but the bulk of the artists that I give stuff to, most of them give me back the tickets less the two that they were supposed to keep for them and the significant other. Just imagine if every other like 13 or 14 people that I had on that flyer had sold 20 tickets each, we would have met our goal for the 300, and everybody they would leave the boat smiling.
But you see, that's the thing. That right there is what we want the artists to talk to us. Say, hey, this is the reason why I don't feel I should be doing this, right? Instead of just ignoring the request to do certain things. Nobody treating you guys like children. All we saying is if you want a project, if you want a show, we ask that you do these things. I made a post a couple days ago about if an artist or an act, if they're obligated to promote an event. A lot of people say, according to the contract and all these things. But when you really think about it, if it is that you as an artist that is not popular, if you're an artist that is not popular yet, right, and you don't think you should be even sharing the flyer, you're not prostituting yourself. All you're doing is you're posting and say, "Hey guys, come and check me out, or come and see me tear the stage up, or something." You don't ever have to talk about anybody else on the show, right? All you have to say, "Guys, I haven't performed in New Jersey ever before. You guys know when I come through, I can tear the stage." I mean, things like that you can say. You don't have to do so much like posting every day and all these things. Put it on your status. Simple things. You know, simple things is don't overthink it. Don't overthink it.
I don't even want not mention this too. There was another artist. I would call his name also, who was not even listed on the show. His name is Ras Redemption. He wasn't listed on the show. He took 20 tickets on me. sold. Well, I if you sell them or give them away, but he paid me for 20 tickets. He didn't even come to the boat ride because he was working on that day. I
Mm.
said that showed the level of commitment from different people. Here you have over 9 persons that were part of the boat ride that didn't sell a single ticket other than just taking the ticket and bringing it back the day of the show and just giving it back to you and keep the two that they were supposed to keep for them and the significant other. And this guy was not on the show, but he just know that this is a good venture for Guyanese art. If we could get stuff like this working, then we'll have a place in the sun where we have a movement happening in the US for artists where they could be booked. Because if something becomes staple, if you do something, 2 or 3 stuff in Atlanta, I do 2 or 3 stuff down here. The diplomats and stuff do what they do, and the other different groups just continue doing stuff, and we all keep doing stuff here. Place where artists get booked here, artists get booked here, and artists them take the same attitude and support. You know, I even do it. I even go to the extent now. I don't like one man band, but I'm gonna talk about the one this to show they get coming up with Power Jam right now.
Oh.
Those one man band guys are on every platform promoting the show for one man band. For go and sing everybody else song in a party that everybody else gonna come out and stuff.
Mhm.
And I'm not a one man band lover because I feel one man band don't do justice for the guy for the artists themselves. But I'm
Mhm.
saying that people who want to keep themselves relevant and alive in a business go all the way out to make sure that they're relevant, make sure that they're being heard, make sure that people come out and fill the venue so that when the promoter hire 3 1 man band and they fill the venue and the promoter leave there with extra money in the pocket, the bar, the venue happy because they sell a lot of drinks and
Mhm.
stuff, you know, and that's right there is going to become a staple event where next year
Yeah.
you can get the Clash of the Bands again. When we do stuff with Guyanese artists, we got to get the same resounding kind of turnout so that we can make our stuff stable too. And they're going to be a word going in the environment. Hey, them crack up the place by them 3 artists. Hey, and a word going to be hitting out there. And like I keep telling folks, if we could mobilize our Guyanese community and bring out numbers when the Trinidadians, the Bajans, the Jamaicans, and other people from other parts of the world who lives in the US and they have events, they are going to attack the Guyanese contingent so they could bring out the funds also. So Guyanese artists will now get work when the Jamaicans get stuff, once the venue size is large enough and they know that, hey, we could bring in some GT people here and fill this thing up, Chinese artists can start getting work. So
We can.
it's
So
it's it's not happening.
mhm.
It's
Somebody
not
call you.
happening. We can be part of something that is,
Somebody calling you.
yeah, something that is exciting. We have to create an excitement in this whole situation.
That's it.
And that's what I'm looking for. I'm looking for the artists and everybody in their own little world. If you live in the street, you must be the excitement of the street. So when you're ready to move out from that street, it's you and all the excited people that you get in the street moving with you. And that's all I'm asking for. That's all I'm asking them to do.
This is what I am like really advising the artists them to do. Like, look at what you're doing and how you go about doing things in terms of, to yourself you don't support the projects. To yourself you go on projects just because of being on its sake. If you are cognizant of the fact that that's what you do, right? Look at the progress and everything that you got going on. Are you doing any better, right? Do you feel like you're getting ahead? And if it is that you're not getting ahead and you feel like you're going in circles, then do something different. Do it different. And I promise you, the more you start supporting people, is the more they're going to see the need to support you, especially the other artists, right? They will see the need to support you, and including myself. If I feel like when I put you on a project, you show that you're enthused, and you then that you're willing to share and be excited. And this is not a fake excitement. This is excitement because we're building a culture of artists, producers, promoters, that wherever and whatever it is that we do, it is well supported. Not necessarily only by the fans, but by the people that's involved in it. Now, if I have a project and I am not posting it, I am not sharing it, I'm not doing all of these things, guess what? What's the point? You understand? It's expected of me to post and share, right? So if it is that I have it, all these other guys involved, right? If I have all of these other guys involved, all these other artists, all these guys, right? And the project is not being supported, then you have to take stock of yourself, right? You have to take stock of yourself. And I must say, a lot of the artists that's been on this project, when they started out, right? They started out like not doing nothing, like literally not doing anything. And then 1 year passed, 2 years passed, 3 years passed, and they start to understand that, hey, this thing is getting bigger and better. They started showing appreciation, and then they start getting involved, right? They start getting involved. But majority of the artists that I've come in contact with, um, they come on, fall off, and a lot of them fell off, and I'm like really happy, because those are the ones that's very disrespectful, and I don't deal with disrespect. I'm not gonna come at you and cuss you out and do all these things. All I do is stay in my corner. If I stop messaging you, I stop contacting you to get on projects, I already know that that's what it is. I'm not using my energy on you anymore. And I'm saying these things because artists have a way of expressing themselves. So when somebody like myself express themselves, then it should be accepted. Do for those now, Obia. I mean, I'm not coming at nobody, right? If you don't like people to ignore you, then understand not to ignore people. You know how many artists just contact me, and they just send me some stuff that my ears just bleed when I listen to it. But they ask for my opinion, and I'm not gonna ignore them. I am not gonna ignore them. There is tons and tons of them. Right? Sometimes they gotta message me to remind me that I ain't respond to the stuff that they send me, right? And usually when they send me things right there and then, and I have the time, I listen to it right there and then. And sometimes I don't get back to them at the set time, but eventually, if they message me and remind me, I just message them back and say, hey, this. And at no point, never, ever, ever have any of them came back to say any disrespectful thing, because I tell them the truth. Hey, you need to work on your lyrics. Hey, you need to work on your vocal. Today, one guy sent me stuff a couple of days ago, and he messaged me today to remind me the music is good, the lyrics is good, but his delivery and the vocals needs a lot of work. And he accept the fact that, hey, he respected my input, my opinion, and it's up to him now, you know, to go to put it to practice. It's simple.
Okay.
It's This thing is simple.
Once we continue doing what we're doing, and I still want to big up the people who don't be even part of a project, but they still find the energy to share
Mm-hmm.
and to purchase. Because one of the things that I keep saying also is that we have a Guyanese community of artists. I would say probably between New York and Atlanta, and places in between, at least 300 that is be active on all these little WhatsApp groups and different stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I want to see, I want to see this support network, you know,
Mm-hmm.
start with each other, and let's just start with the reciprocation. If somebody purchase your album, you purchase back the album. So if
Mm-hmm.
somebody ain't doing nothing, then you're engaging with them. I want to say that is a bad-minded business, but I've been in this stuff a long while, and people just here for see what they could get. They ain't giving nothing. They ain't giving you time. They ain't giving you anything. And I'm saying that we should be in a position where we support the people that support us. You know,
It,
support the
it
people that support us. And then I put out an album. Owen buys my album. This guy from Kaichor Falls record, he buys his stuff because these are guys who put stuff out. When they put stuff out, you do the same thing. You reciprocate and you purchase this
Mhm.
stuff. You know, I'm saying that if every Guyanese artist put out an album, they should at least have 300 sale in the first 3 days. All the artists that are available on in this circle or forum should purchase the album. So at least they guarantee of 300 album sale or EP sale or single sale.
and guess what? They're gonna get their time when they release their
Well, all
project.
right. I mean, and we
And
reciprocate.
we
This is what's
reciprocate.
happening.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hmm.
That's what I'm. That's what I'm trying to make happen. But like I said, we just one set of voices in the whole stuff. If people don't react, then I would stay in my small circle. If it's 20 people reciprocating with me, then I stay in that circle.
Hmm.
And when I'm ready to hire artists, I'm gonna use my radio platform to work with the people who are working with me. Because like you rightfully said, I'm gonna spend time running behind somebody who won't get no time with me just to give them relevance, and they don't do
Yeah,
nothing with me.
that's right.
I am not about that anymore. I did that for most of my life.
Hmm.
And I ain't got to my grave doing it right now.
Hmm.
Trust me. It's about time I experience my new word, reciprocate. You scratch me back, I scratch back your back. You buy my stuff, I buy your stuff back. You share my stuff, I share your stuff back. You know.
It's
And
simple.
once we get that happening, there's a movement happening. There's a movement that is gonna happen. you know and Sean, I mean, you're about to drop the this is what the eighth volume of your rhythm. you know like to see a little more action on this rhythm. You said you're gonna stream and I think how you designed this volume 9. If somebody wants to give the song for free, then you will get the free download.
Hmm.
If somebody wants to redirect, you think you have the option to give them a redirect. And so basically, whatever it is that you would like to have happen for your music can be discussed. If the possibility exists, then it's Sean is gonna make it happen.
Yeah,
So everything is a conversation. That's what I'm trying to the bottom line is
exactly.
everything is a
Exactly.
conversation, and everybody have a different agreement with different conversations. So the conversation I might have is not the one that you can have, not the one somebody else is gonna have. Everybody will uniquely have a conversation, and once you're comfortable with whatever it is, then once you're comfortable with it, then I expect you to give your 100% and plus.
If we can get a solid, or if the artists them could get a solid group of maybe 4 artists that is like really supportive, right? And the thing is, I was added to a group a couple weeks ago, and man, look, this is the first WhatsApp group that I've been a part of that don't fret me. Want to tell you, these guys support each other. When I look on my WhatsApp status, sometimes you see the same thing over and over because these guys support each other. And I'm talking about, these are some of our like top artists, right? These are some of our top artists. And I'm seeing that and I'm like every time I see it, I'll be like, wow, this is so cool. And it be making me feel so happy, right? The group, I ain't see not one back and forth, no argument, nothing. Them man just share the stuff, support the stuff, big up, boom, 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 like love and all these things. And that's the community, that's the environment that we have to build. I'm not saying these guys are perfect, but I'm just showing you that it is possible. It is possible. You don't have to share to your timeline. You do not have to share it to your timeline. And then there's the other thing too. Some people might say, "Oh, we always at this, we always talking about this and all these things." Now tell me, at what point, at what point do we say, "Yo, let's say something"? At what point do we have to, at what point should we address certain things? Now if we keep avoiding and ignoring and sweeping things under the rug, what in the world you guys think is going to happen? We have to say these things. We are putting a lot of time, a lot of effort into these things. So when we see certain things not going a certain way, how you guys expect us to feel? Right? How do you guys expect us to feel? We have to say things. We have to say things. When you get your wife cutting up chahai and you're supposed to be spending time with your kids, and you splitting the time between your kids, you got your own business, you got to be splitting your time between your business, and that for a lot of guys that's just not grateful, that it becomes taxing, and it becomes I'm placed in a position where I don't care anymore about saving. As a matter of fact, it's not even about saving or helping, I should say. I stopped caring that much to be helping every single person that come under my radar. I stopped doing it. And I identify the ones that pushing their body and that's showing appreciation and that is showing interest. And those are the ones I'm putting my energy in. I'm telling you, this particular album right here, it's like one of the easiest one putting together. I got more songs than I wanted, but because the young guys, the messaging and they submitting really good stuff, I'm not gonna say nah. You gotta wait on the next one. And even today, all I say, you know what? Let me make another post to add two more songs. I have enough. I already have more than enough. But just say, you know what? In case I miss someone, or in case that person feel like they missed the opportunity, let me put this thing out there again. And by the time I do that, bloom, 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 messaging again. Right? Messaging again. Some of them I have to turn down. But what I'm saying is like the energy, the energy. You work, and just like you'd say, work with who wants to work with you. And that's where I'm at now. I stop with this trying to work with everybody. We cannot work with everybody. We cannot. Right? It took me a while to understand that you cannot work with everybody. And when I got to that understanding, it became much easier, and I stopped putting my energy behind the wrong ones. And I'm so much happier now. But things like this, we still have to talk about.
Yeah, but we can eventually get it right. It's just that I would prefer we get it right faster than to have a long drawn out process in getting it right. Everything is so ripe. The the public is ripe already
Hmm.
for the stuff that we want to do.
Exactly.
All we got to do is organize ourselves and get out there with the information. And I keep saying that people are looking to see how organized we are, how we cooperate with each other, how we collaborate with each other and move forward in unity. People are looking,
Hmm.
and if they like what they're seeing, they're gonna come out and support us.
Yeah,
You know, I
definitely.
wish that every artist become a promoter, because I wish that every artist should be an executive producer. Because part of the problem that we are having here right now, we wouldn't have it when they have the understanding of what it is that
Yeah.
they have to do. So I encourage you to be your own executive producer. I'm encouraging you to be your own promoter, promote your own show in your neighborhood, in your neck of the woods. And then whatever we're talking about right now will become relevant to you, because then you're going to understand our fight, because it can now become your fight.
Yes.
Because you can be talking to a couple of artists who just gonna tell you, yeah, 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 yeah. You know, I've done so many promotions in Queens with Guyanese artists, and and the truth is, they turn up there by themselves most of the time. They come with a girlfriend, and that's the only set of people that know them and the girl.
Hmm.
You know. So to put people in the place, I gotta work extra hard with the rest of people to go into the communities and get people to come out. And it looked like if every artist, and I've made a decision that I'm not hiring no artist who ain't bringing nobody out.
Hmm.
I'm sorry.
By right.
I don't care how good you are. I gonna find a couple of artists that can mobilize and bring other people, and we still gonna have numbers in the place, and we still gonna have fun.
Mm-hmm.
Because we're not at the level right now where the artist name is so big on the social media and on the general platform that when your name call that you can be at a particular location, everybody trying to log into it. I was just the other day I was jealous of Beyonce because my daughter called me to get my Verizon password because she wanted to purchase the Beyonce pre-sale ticket through Verizon, and she was so excited to get a Beyonce ticket for a concert that is still in August. And I said to myself, "Damn, I wish I could have this for a Guyanese artist."
Yes.
I
And the ticket's what, $900, $1,000, something like that.
yeah, some ridiculous money, and
Hmm.
I'm saying, "Damn." I said, Dad, you have to, you have. I said, yeah, I got everything. So, but let me get it. No, we have been going long with this conversation. So, I want this stuff so I could go and get my ticket. And when I give she this information, she go get your ticket. She come back all excited. I said, how much you pay? She said, I ain't telling you how much you pay. Because if I ask you for a raise, you don't tell me you ain't get nothing for give me. No. And I know she pay over a good $600-700 to get a ticket. When are we gonna get to that level when the Guyanese artist name is that big that people will want to have pre-sale ticket for a show 4 or 5 months out? You know, I am gonna be. I would like to see. I don't know when that's gonna happen, but that is what I'm looking forward to. I'm looking forward for the day when we could reach to that point where Guyanese artists will have the amount to pull in, where people are going to buy our tickets in advance and come and support and celebrate with us. So I'm anxiously awaiting that moment, and we can only get to that place by working together.
Mm-hmm.
If each and every one of us gather our mass in whatever corner that we're at, you know, and then when we get a show, we bring all the people to the location. It's gonna be amazing. I don't know. I want to see some things happen before I leave this planet, man. Come on, y'all gotta work with me, man. I want to see artists getting a fan base so large that you only got to use two Guyanese artists or three Guyanese artists on a concert, not put in 10 and 20 people just to bring out a set of people. Three people. Just because they have three one man band is gonna be at I think it's 1367 Utica. Yeah, right. On that that's gonna be I think it's the 11th of March. Buster one man band is Stitchy and some Revelation band. Three one man band is gonna crack down a session because the tickets are going like wildfire for a
Mm.
one man band showdown. I would love to see three Guyanese artists in a location like that, and we get the same kind of energy that's happening right now, where people purchasing tickets and people are all excited to come out and to show support. You know, I'm thinking seriously about talking to Power Jam to see if I could pull off something like that. Three top Guyanese artists in one location, one night, and see if we could do it.
I mean, it's
I'm
possible.
tempted. I'm
It's
tempted.
possible. It's possible. It's possible. That much faith I have in our artists, you know. And it just gonna take support. It's gonna take a lot of support and a lot of um, excitement
The
for each
stuff that
other.
the stuff that we're talking about right here. That's what's gonna take. The stuff we're talking about. You know, everybody supporting each other, and then the 300 artists that we have that could be in all the groups, they're gonna be the first 300 people buying the tickets to come in the location. The location is supposed to already have 300 people by virtue of the artists them that are gonna be there.
Mm-hmm.
I spoke about the artist that came, that was on, that wasn't booked for the boat ride, that sold over 20 tickets. That's
Mm-hmm.
what we're talking about. You're not part of the show, but you know what? You're not part of this show, but you might be part of another show.
Correct.
And we reciprocate. We show you the same love that you show to us on this side. I don't know how much more we have to describe this thing, Sean, to let people understand that if we continue to reciprocate the support with each other, it goes a far way. It goes a far way.
A very, 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 very far away. And
And it starts from the simple stuff. Somebody in a group, and somebody throws something on you. If you're not interested in particular stuff, if somebody puts something in your page that you don't believe in, I don't expect you to share it. Don't go
correct,
against your spiritual belief and all them kind of stuff. If it's something
correct,
that you
correct.
don't believe in, it's okay for you not to respond to it. But if it's something that you think is healthy, and it doesn't take
Mhm.
nothing for you to share. As I showed you before earlier, there are fans that share everything that we do here. Every single thing that we do, the fans them share it. How come other artists can't do the same?
That is the magic question. That is the magic question. And
Yeah.
I am I have concerns because of the things that I do, especially with these albums and the Rep 592 stuff. Is like I don't want to keep weeding off artists. And even though I keep doing that, because there's so many artists that's out there, it's like I would weed off five and I pick up 15, right? My goal is not to weed off, but if it is that my energy is not matching, then you gotta go your way, and I go my way. And then the other thing is, I want the artist to do, just be real. If you're gonna come on the project, the Rep 592 project, if it is, to yourself, to your heart, that you ain't really, you know that you're not gonna be doing certain thing, you're gonna be posting it, all that stuff, yo, just decline. Just decline. Leave. Just make room. Leave room for somebody else to come in. Because when you use up that slot, and I have to deny somebody from coming on, right? Now you just use up a space that is not being utilized in terms of promotion and all these things, because you're not doing that, right? You're not doing that. So I am paying very much attention to them stuff. That's why I've been able to just weed the ones out that don't mean good.
And posting becomes easier right now. Every day, social media posting becoming easy. You could actually plan your posting right now. You
Hmm.
know, you could say, okay, tomorrow I'm gonna post the Demrock 592 project. I'm gonna post the flyer for this person stuff. I'm gonna post the daily radio show for this person. I'm gonna, I'm coming back to, I know you're talking about 592, but let me just touch on the radio. I want to, for the folks who listening to the program, I have What's Hot Radio. That's WATZHOTTRADIO.com. If you go to What's Hot Radio, you can listen to Guyanese music 24/7. It's on 24 hours a day, 7 days a week.
Hmm.
DemrockRadio.com is the same thing. So there's a place where you can invite people to listen to Guyanese music 24 hours a day. They don't have to stay there all day. There's a
Hmm.
place you could say, man, if you want to listen to what's happening with our folks and stuff, these are the two options you have.
Go here.
But there's
Exactly.
no other option like what we have right now. I think you could probably go to GT Rhythms, and when you go up there, you have a whole bunch of
Hmm.
stuff that you could stream up there by artists. That's another platform that's been around for a while.
Hmm.
Um, I haven't heard from Anthony in a while, but I know his platform is still there. But that's where you can go, and you can invite people. Saying, man, you don't have to listen as an artist. You can guarantee that once you're an artist and you submit your music to either myself or Demrock, that your music gonna be playing on the radio. So you don't have to be listening to hear when it's playing. The folks that you send, they're gonna tell you, "Hey, I hear you yesterday, but I log in for a little one. Oh, it's a nice experience," and those people gonna start sharing and sharing. And very soon, we get a nice little circle
Good
of
thing.
people listening to
Yep.
Guyanese music,
Yep.
and here is an opportunity for us to have a show of a lifetime
Yep.
where people are going to come out and support and celebrate, and Chinese artists can start getting better pay and all them kind of stuff. Everything is a step,
It's a
and
trickle
everything,
down effect.
yes, everything is a trickle down effect. So
Mm-hmm.
you know, and it all needs your help because we didn't put this platform together. I mean, I do production, but I don't sing. You know, at the end of the day, you know, I don't see nobody celebrating anybody who's do things like what we're doing. The artists and them is get the most of the celebration. You look at all what happening right now. All the stardom for Beyonce. You don't hear the people who do the production and stuff behind getting called. The bulk of the stardom goes to the artists.
Mm-hmm.
So we do all the work and we do all the overburden, we clear, we do all the hard work. And at the end of the day, who get the spotlight? The artists.
Which
So
is
come
fine.
on, man.
Which is fine. Which is fine. Which is
Yeah,
fine.
but we asking you to just help us with the process. That's all I'm
Mhm.
saying. Help us with the process so that you could be the person shining.
That too.
And it's
That
not and it's not that Beyonce don't help. Like if you look, most of the time you look, most of the artists that you see relevant right now are hard working people in the business.
hmm
That's one of the reasons why they're trending, and that's one of the reasons why they're number one. That's why they're ahead at the game. They don't sit down and imagine, and I live in this imaginary world that some snap of a finger, some genie can come and ask you if you had two wishes. If you have two wishes, which one you're gonna be? You're gonna say, "I wish I could be Beyonce right now," and you gone as a Guyanese star up to the top. I had them kind of imaginations when I was a little child, and
mm,
I'm almost at the end of a whole long period of my life right now, and I've never found a genie that's gonna click and I rub no nothing and something pop out and ask me to make three wishes. Everything that I had to do, I had to work hard to get. All I'm
it,
saying, the same thing holds to you, and it's not hard because we are here to help you do some of the lift some of the load because we've set the platform. We get radio. It's not easy. I have other things I could be doing right now. Instead, I'm here sitting chatting with Sean, to encourage you folks, so we can have a better a better
yes,
movement
yes,
in the
yes,
Guyanese
yes,
diaspora.
yes. I feel it's very important for artists to have a manager. It's very important for an artist to have a manager. And the thing is, with this Red 592 project, a lot of artists didn't message me, and I know the reason why they didn't message. The big ones or the in between ones or the I don't know, but they had this one particular promoter. He do rhythms and he's involved with a lot of artists and stuff. That guy was on it, sending me like his artists, sending me his artists' songs, submitting their songs, right? Submitting their songs. And that just showed me that, hey, these artists need representative, even though they might have the old whatever it is going on in them, they feel like they might be too big for this and the big for that. But once you have someone in place that's gonna go to the lowest of the lowest, that don't care how, what, and all these things, they're gonna represent you and they're gonna make sure that you don't miss certain opportunity, right? They're gonna miss certain opportunity because they don't have a structure in place with someone representing them, right? And I can tell you this much: this particular album here, I'm gonna go very far in promoting it. I'm not gonna say all the things I'm gonna do right now, but not for me to prove a point to show that, hey, you miss out. No, this is just me. I always level up on my things, right? So a lot of artists will miss an opportunity because of being arrogant and because of being feeling like They don't need to message me and all these things. I know you. They don't have to tell me that. It's. I know that. I know that.
Look, all I want to see happen is, we try to develop a new approach to the things that's not working in our lives. There are
Facts.
plenty of things in our life that we try a while at in working. It's time to do some renovation. It's time to
Mm-hmm.
redecorate. It's time to move some things around and take a different approach. Now, you talk about the artist with management. The artist that doesn't have management are the artist who doesn't see the music as a business. Some people see just music as just hype, and that's the point I want to make tonight. Some
Mm-hmm.
artists, all they want out of this music thing for them is just to be known.
Yeah.
They don't
Some.
care if they make no money or nothing. All they want to know is that plenty of people know them, and they know they could sing. If that's what you want to do music, you know, you're gonna have a very shallow life, because when you achieve all of that, right, at the expense of somebody else riding with you and they making all the money. I don't want to call some names that in the music business who had some very bad times in the music business, who worked hard, and the people around them made all the money, while all they had was a name and all the sparkles. But they were broke as shit. They couldn't even buy a Chinese food from the restaurant because there wasn't their interest. All they
Mm-hmm.
wanted to know is people calling their name, and they are known. So most of the people who don't have management, or who don't think about the music as a business, all they want from music is a name.
Mm-hmm.
If it's a guy, he probably say, okay, if I get popular and get a couple more girls on my belt and things, so I just gonna go and get popular. But to get enough girls mean to get money. So you get set of girls, and then you're still broke, still back to square one. Joe Grimes can still come and eat it. You know. So if you if you're serious about business, then it's time for you to start constructing a network around you, a support network around you. And a support network around you doesn't mean you have to have a manager who's going to come and instruct you. I always tell people that a manager is in your camp, right? You are the boss for the manager. A manager comes into you, invite a manager to come in because this is my plan. This is what I want to execute.
Mm-hmm.
Certain skills I don't really have. And number two, sometimes I don't have the time to reach out to Demrock and stuff when he send me all these messages and stuff. I want to have somebody that's reliable enough that could represent me at this forum, so I know that they'll make proper decisions for me, that I would not regret. So I can now hand over some of the responsibility that I have
Mm-hmm.
to a responsible person. I can spend a little more time developing my craft. I could do a little more voice training. I can hit the studio a little earlier. I can go with a co-writer, because I don't have to be answering my social media pages, because I have somebody helping me with some of those stuff. And you create a nice little small world with reliable people. And I want to encourage the artists them to understand that no point in time you should make sure that somebody else in your camp know your business more than you. This is your brand.
Mm-hmm.
This is your um, IBM. This is your Apple. This you are branded in this
Brand.
thing. So
Brand.
everything that's happening in this world, you're supposed to be able to have control over the destiny of your own brand.
Mm-hmm.
Make sure you put enough control mechanism in place so that when people make decisions on your behalf, you are copied or CC'd. If a text go out for thing, they send you a screenshot of the text is sent to Sean. So you're a part of the conversation. If just by chance Sean have an opportunity to call you, and he get to you, you don't have to be arming and harming, because you were copied
Exactly.
on all the correspondence that was done by the people that you put into your little space to help you control your business. And there's some artists that have that little thing happening. Renwick Dewsbury, a very organized youngster.
Oh yeah.
He's in the gospel arena, but I don't care what arena you're in. Being organized is just a part of life. So it doesn't matter if you're gospel, secular, or you're from the moon. The more organized you are with people around you that can help you, the much more things you could do for yourself
Mm-hmm.
and for your brand. and you could also do much more for a community of people who you're trying to build also.
That's right. That's right. It's that simple. It's that simple, right? And you get a lot more done. You get more involved in a lot of things that you by yourself wouldn't even have the urge to even getting involved in, right? It's just community building, man. It's just community building. It's
You
just
know,
community building.
we look at this thing as it's so simple that we gotta be using so much energy just to
It's
explain it
that,
because you
it's
don't
really simple,
because
man.
you can't say okay, it's happening. You don't see it happening because we struggle every day just to get support on simple stuff.
Mm-hmm.
You know, we have a radio program. I have a radio program on a Friday night. If I don't send out a blast or anything to anybody, if I say that we have a program, you know, the support on the program is small. You know, if I do all the reminders and stuff, we have a good viewership. You know, I'm just saying it's staple. It's been like 17 months now that I'm doing the program on Caribbean Power Jam every Friday night. Your Friday night supposed to just know that okay, you know, and like I tell a lot of artists, you might not be able to look at the show on a Friday night because you probably
It's
have
good.
another engagement. Nothing is wrong with you to come and share the link on your page, and
Yep.
then you move on to what you gotta do. You know, and like I tell you, I've been searching people page. So someday I'll come and I don't answer y'all because I just pissed off the heck with y'all and said, okay, you don't do nothing for me, forgive me, ain't got no time with you. You know, because I want to believe that I am supportive of almost everybody that approach me. I want to believe that. I might miss a couple of people because I'm perfect, but if I miss somebody, I'm not big enough to apologize and to make up. You know. So I'm saying you're not going to be available Friday night. Well, did you see the post come in and you now be just put a share. You know, put it into your circle. My go. Because most of the times, if you're in the circle, your music gonna play or something that is needed for people to support your business is gonna be said on the program. And next thing you know, you having a larger support because we do give general announcement to people to support and
Yep.
subscribe and asking and letting people know how they can support the artist in a bigger platform. You
Mm-hmm.
know, we also tell people how they can help you to with your numbers for YouTube so you can get monetization. It's just left onto some of you folks to understand what monetization is about and how you can engage monetization on your page, both for Facebook, YouTube, and also Instagram. You know, and there's so much to be done. I mean, Sean had a guy on the John
John FX.
FX
John
guy who
FX.
spoke
Super
so much of
producer.
stuff, you know,
Super producer.
and I believe at some point in time it's gonna be a time where we have to get up some money or get some people to sponsor a nice little forum where we can have the artists them involved in, even if it's a Zoom again, and you know, get a paid appointment with the guy who deal with some specific stuff so that we can learn so much more
Mhm.
and be better at our craft right now because you know we kind of haphazard in some of the things that we're doing. We need a little more structure sometimes in some of the stuff that we're doing.
Mhm.
And and if you have the opportunity, I don't think Sean has deleted that live from his
No,
page.
it's
It's
still
still
there.
there.
Mhm.
You could go right
Very
back, step
organic.
back. If you could give the date, sometimes you must just repost some of these things and bring it fresh in the feed. You know,
Yeah, I
especially
do. I
that
do.
was a very very powerful
Mhm.
engagement. So I'm encouraging you to repost it and bring it to the front, you know, and
Mhm.
just keep it alive because it gets some very serious carrots inside of there.
So in terms of the viewers on your show, the viewers when I go live, it's nowhere close to where we think it should be or even acceptable. But I'm not gonna beat up on anybody to they gotta view my stuff and they gotta no. I don't care if it's low or as high. I'm gonna give my same passion. I'm gonna give my same information. I'm gonna do it as if 1,000 people looking at me, right? Because that's the type of person that I am. Now, if now an artist say, or if an artist come across information like this, and choose to close it out to go do something else because what we're talking about is not what they want to hear, then it's on you. It's on you now, right? It's on you now, so that you like blatantly telling us that we talk instrumentists and ain't nothing you can learn from this. And you would rather be doing something better with your time. Right? Now, if that's what you're saying, then that you have to deal with that. That don't have anything to do with us.
Well, if that's the case, they could still contact us, and once the information they want to share is worthy of share, we give them the space in our platform to share information if they feel that they're teachers and they want to be able to to help people. Or you might be um, somebody who has management skills, who know how to impart information and how people can organize themselves. If you want to bring if you want to donate your time to give to help us organize some of the people we're talking about, then you could contact both myself or Sean, and we will both find time in our space because we need help in what we're doing too. Because
That's right.
right now I'm almost certain Sean could have been. Because I can tell you one thing, he's gonna listen to that album from front to back, back to front, and he's gonna put every single song where it's supposed to fit, and that doesn't happen overnight. By the time the project finished, he knows to sing everybody's song from the front
Hmm.
to the end. Cause I know Sean. This is how Sean operating already on this project. And he couldn't be doing it right now when some of you folks out there right now with the skill couldn't be making this presentation right now.
Hmm.
So we need help too. So we're not here saying that we know everything. I'm saying to you folks, if you're out there and I'm gonna pitch this way too. If you're out there and you're a promoter that want to help us with the promotion of Guyanese artists, and you, which it doesn't matter what state you live in. If this message meet you and you want us to work with you to put something in your neck of the woods, contact anybody. Contact
Yep.
me. Contact Sean. We can find some way to make it happen so we can have a movement started in the U.S. so that we can have Guyanese artists performing on different venues and earning from their performances.
That's right.
If you're somebody who has a venue and and it's not doing anything but it's a nice venue, and you need the resources to come and keep bringing it to life, then contact us same way. Contact
Yeah.
Sean, contact me. We're gonna find people. We don't care what state you're in. We're gonna find people who could come to your venue and make things happen, even if we gotta fly out to the venue and bring the relevant artists.
Yeah.
We need help just as much as and I know they got people out there who has nice big venues that can host some powerful Guyanese performances. But
Hmm.
we don't know them as yet. I mean, I don't know them. I'm new to the US. I don't know anybody. So if you're out there and you want to promote stuff or be a co-promoter with us in activities, just contact. You got Dem Rock, you got Mr. Dynamics. I ain't hard to find. You just check me out on Facebook. Or go to what'shot.com. All my information is there. Demrockradio.com, whatshotradio.com, and you'll find us. And we're gonna find avenues to create a movement in the US so Guyanese artists could be empowered. Because that's the mission. We're not doing this just because we want we want empowerment for ourselves. We're doing it because we want to see a better life standards for the artists.
Yep.
That's one of the reasons why you could hear a Guyanese artist music every single day. Each one of us could take the radio and play foreign music on it at any point in time because we have music
It's
just like everybody else.
easy.
I could have a foreign station tomorrow playing the best of Beanie Man and everybody else. But I choose to just celebrate Guyanese artists. Sean choose to do the same thing. So I'm saying to you folks, you might not be an artist, you might just be somebody who passing through the program. Um, demrockradio.com, whatshotradio.com, WATZHOTT radio.com. And you have 24/7 Guyanese music, both locations. You don't have to stay there every time you meet somebody. You say, hey, you want to listen to you're from oh, look, I got this nice guy in this station play Guyanese music all day. You could check them out, and artists do the same thing. You don't have to listen to the radio to share the link. I
So,
want to see y'all sharing the Demrock radio link, the What's Hot radio link every single day. Let people choose whether when they can spend some time here, sometimes there, you know. I could tell you one thing that happened. Them rock get more the young people on he radio than me. I guess I guess some vintage people from me one side at the
Season,
radio. There's
season.
some of the young thing, but if you go through both spectrums, trust me, you have a good balance and a good understanding of what Guyanese music is about.
So let me show you. Let me give you an example. So gospel music buzz. This is Guyanese. Um, uh, he's living in New York, Sherwin. Um, he goes hard promoting gospel to a whole nother level. Now he got his own podcast and all manner of things. So we are well connected. He messaged me a couple days ago and he's like, "Hey, can who's the hottest Guyanese gospel artist?" And I shoot him some names. Within a day or so, this man put together a playlist, a trending playlist with one of the guys on it and posting it to his social media. And that's promotion for the artist. And my point is because of our network, me, you, and couple other guys, because of what we've been doing, we can just pick up the phone or message and say, "Hey, I got this person, blah 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 blah. I got DJs here in Georgia. They be messaging me, say, "Hey, I putting together a mix. Like who Guyanese artists, and these are guys that play mainly mainstream music because but because I when they message me and they ask me these things and I give them these artists, they trust that I'm gonna give them good stuff. That's why they keep coming back to me, right? So when I would listen to these mix and I would hear the songs, sometimes I would send them maybe like maybe three artists or so. I don't full them up. They might play two songs out to the four that I would send, or they might play one song. The fact is that they play in the songs, right? So my point is that we're well connected with these things that we're doing, and it's easy for me, and I know it's easy for you, but it would be easier getting you guys, the artists, involved in the things that we're doing. Don't just come on the show or share it because we're talking about you, or we doing an interview with you, and as soon as the interview done, you're gone, right? Get into the habit of sticking around, commenting, inviting your friends them in, inviting your fans them in, right? Or I don't know if it is that you don't want to, some of you don't want to share your fans, or I try, I took me years to build to my 20,000 or 30,000, and you ain't gonna just come and just inherit my fans just like that. If that's what it is, then you need to change that thinking. You need to change
Well,
that thinking.
I don't want to bust your bubble, but I've been dealing with a lot of people in promotions here, and the only way I get them to put stuff and rotate stuff on the page is like when I have a promotion. But I ask the artist. I do a general stuff, and then I do individual individual flyer with the artist alone in it. You know, the ones that I did with the individual artist alone with the information would rotate on that artist page and every other thing that they have connected to. The one that you have everybody on sticks and stuck right there on only a few people. And it comes
Mhm.
to the same thing you say. They just don't want to let other people into their world. So if you do something with them alone, that goes all the 900 million miles. The stuff with everybody else on it left stuck in an inbox or some part of the page that when you tag them and it's there and they ain't moving it from the target because this as much as you could have the presence on the page. And we need to come out of the
You
mentality.
need to get out of
We need
that.
to come out of the mentality because you know as everybody in this circle, because as everybody, because if you I'm gonna bring this to your attention. If I go on Sean Demrock page, I'm able to see how much common people that we both have on our page. I might go on a him page and they say, okay, we got 1,200 people that are come on the board of us. You know, as our numbers grow up and we start getting into the thousands and the thousands and the thousands and the hundreds of thousands and close to a million, we can have 300,000, 100 and 200,000 people that are come onto both sides. So you are robbing yourself the opportunity also when you don't share spaces with other people, because when you bring other people into your world, their people also come over on your side, and if they like your stuff, they follow you too. It's a two-way street, but everybody just have this thing. It's not a one-way road.
That's
It's
right.
a two-way street. If I go on Sean page, I might have 50,000 people. I just get 3,000 people. I on the page. I can tell you something about social media. People don't like to put unnecessary people on the page. So if they ain't like you and they feel you, they ain't gonna put you up on the page. If they start feeling you, then you automatically you get drafted in. So you're not robbing the other person of funds or anything. They're already there. You might gain a few funds on this side. If some people from you go on the other side, but at the end of the day, both your numbers keep moving up and
That's
moving and
right.
moving and
That's
moving and
right.
moving. And when you catch yourself, you reach the requirements for monetization on Facebook, you reach the requirements of monetization on YouTube, and you're in the money. Because monetization is a nice small piece once you get in numbers, they're gonna view your videos on the platform.
Let me show you one of the issues I've been having for months now. Facebook is shadow banning me like crazy. I have going on 7,000 people on my page, and any given post, like when I check the stats, it's very very low, like very very low people. It's coming into contact with. That's because they shadow banning me. So when they do that, even with this live, it probably didn't even catch a lot of people because Facebook is shadow banning me. So things like getting assistance with people sharing my live, sharing my posts, and all that stuff is what's gonna help me to get out of that. And for some reason, I'm having issues coming out of that loop. You understand? For almost 7,000 people following me, and the interaction and all these stuff on most of my stuff is very, very low, right? It means that I need assistance with you guys helping and sharing my stuff, right? That's that's
Well,
that's that's it.
the flip side to that is for them to help us in projecting our businesses to the level where we both can afford to bill ourselves at $20,000 up, because that's the next way to go, and it costs that kind of money for a proper interactive mobile app. And if we can't get support at this level, when some of the things we're using is free and we don't have to pay for it, you can imagine. I don't know about you, but I would be an angry old mom. No, I spending 20 grand to get an app, and then still you get people
Mm,
who ain't want to help you in the
mm,
arena. We have to be able to solicit the support from people right now. So as we grow into different levels of stuff, they embrace us and they grow with us also.
mhm.
And that's what this whole conversation is about here. Is this conversation is about is not is and this conversation is not about competition. I'm doing the same
Oh,
thing with Sean does too, but
mhm.
we see one another as competition,
Yeah,
you
well.
know. And just for the record's sake, I'm in conversation with Sean sometimes 3-4 hours in the day, you know. And what we
Are we
discussing?
planning? We
We're
discussing.
discussing the future of the
Oh
music
yes.
business. It doesn't say the future of Sean nor Ian Johnson. We're trying to see how best we can make this thing work that would reflect the same kind of parameters and the same kind of reward that you would see in the foreign music industry.
Yeah.
Why can't we not embrace the same kind of or the same level of support? Why can't we generate the same kind of monies? Why can't we generate the same kind of
Talent
interest?
is there. The talent is already there. The talent is already there.
So it's not a case where you know me and Sean in competition, so we ain't talking to one another. and we just probably pop up on a live tonight to support for the same. We are talking almost every day. If I
Mhm.
need help in something, I pick up the phone and I say, hey, me know I mean know that number this thing is. So help me with this Dropbox business here, so and he would go through the whole scenario of the situation. And instead of me trying to spend 2 hours or 3 hours to figure it out by myself, in 3 minutes I have a full understanding of what I'm supposed to do, and I could go on to do something else.
Support. And it's simple. And I'm not, when I say things is simple, is that because I see, you see a better way and an easier way to accomplish certain things. We're going to use certain words like, yo, this thing is simple. But to a lot of people, they might be stuck in not understanding certain things. So it's not nobody coming at you to say that you're slow or anything like that. But if it is that we don't have these kind of conversations, then you will always be in the ignorant state of mind of not understanding. And when I say ignorant, I mean like the lack of understanding of things, right? So
That's
it's not coming at anybody, but is so much energy and effort we put into this thing. And when we don't see certain things happening, it's aggravating, right? It's aggravating, and it makes us like kind of like step back to do certain things, or we might be hesitant in doing certain things, or we might just roll with a certain set of artists because we already know that we ain't gonna deal with headache. But we don't want to have to do that. We want to include every single person. But if it is that every single person come in and half of it is headache, then I don't want to deal with that. Plain and
and
simple.
I think as we continue having conversations, people will have a better understanding of what it is, what a role they should play in the business. Like for tonight, we just exercise that if you want to be serious about your business, then you have to think about your music as
Mm-hmm.
a business. You
Brand.
don't see your music as a place where you're just going to look for hype, because you can't carry hype to the supermarket. I've never heard anybody took hype to the bank to pay a car note or pay electricity bill or to pay water bill or to pay your rent. Hype don't pay that. You know, it might probably give you a few of the girls them who like to look after hype men. You know, you might find a sugar mama, but you still have to get some kind of value or worth for the sugar mama keep you forever. So I'm saying just build your brand in a business manner. If you don't have a business module, then Mr. Google or Mistress Google, whatever is the orientation of Google,
Mm-hmm.
has so much information out there that you could have a model that you could start researching and build yourself into it. You know, and I'm saying to you folks, build your business as a brand. Get registered, get your name registered. If you're to the point where you understand the the copyright arrangement, get yourself copywritten. If you understand patent and and all the other stuff, you know, you make sure that your name is registered so that your name can be used on t-shirt and all kind of stuff legally. And if somebody else using your brand, you could go out there and you can sue them and get money. Think about your business as not just a small thing, but imagine yourself as one of the biggest brand that out there. It's just that you haven't reached the level as yet,
Mm-hmm.
but by organizing yourself, there's where you're going to be headed. So think about every artist. Think about your music as a business, and if you think about the music as a business, then you're going to treat it like a business. And in business, there are principles of business, so you can start applying the principles to whatever is the situation, so you can get the desired results of your business. It might require you doing some registration. I'm almost certain some of you folks get names and you only register your names. You have to register your name.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you got to go there and there's a whole host of stuff that you could do. Like I said, you really can't do it all by yourself. But if you have a team of people working with you, then you can have so much more done,
Yeah.
right? And that's where a proper manager, a proper financial person, because you might not understand finance. But if you get somebody who understands finance to come into your circle, and you have a team of people working with you, then when opportunities come, you have the right people who's going to advise you, the right people who's going to sit and think tank the situation and say, hey, nah, we're not getting involved with this project here right now because we can't afford it. We
Mhm.
can wait until the next one because by then we can raise funds so we could, by then we have a proper album. We need to promote a song. We could take a song off the album and give it to the 592 project so that we could get visibility coming back to our project. Because this is
That's
what this thing is about. What is in it for you? You got to figure out how can I benefit from giving a song to the 592 project.
right. Hmm.
And Sean could say all the nice things he wanted to say. What are you saying? How can I benefit from this? And if you could see benefit from giving a song and redirecting the interest coming back to you, then giving up a song and promoting something so you could work with a set of promotions that are going to be pointing to everybody because everybody on that body of work as a 592 volume 8, right? When the promotion is being done, it's not for one song and it's going to be for the 28, 29, 30, or how much ever songs that I don't know how much songs on the album right now, but it's going to be for the volume of songs on that volume. So
Hmm.
everybody have the ability to have relevance in every promotion that is done on Google, on Instagram, or on any platform that Sean choose to make it visible. And in any domain, which might be the
Hmm.
US domain, it might be in Japan, it might be in Europe or whatever domain, your your song is there and the ability for people to connect to you is right there. So that if somebody likes something out of all the 40 songs and this thing, somebody like your stuff, they're gonna zoom in, they're gonna take your name, they're gonna go to social media, they're gonna Google your name down there, and they're gonna find you and contact you. And that would never happen if you didn't take the chance to put your stuff on something that has the ability to be promoted on a global level.
But here is the good part about this too as well is on Audiomack they have um a Caribbean account, right? That have 1 point going on 1.3 million people, and they created a playlist, and out of that playlist they added 3 songs from the albums that I uploaded. So you know what that means, right? That means that, and so far the stream on that playlist they have is 100, it might be 160,000, and it was created last year December, last year November. So they scouted, found songs, so happened that they came across the Rep 592 project, and they saved this, they added songs from that playlist. So those songs now being added to that playlist is thousands of streams it's getting, right? So it's not just adding, it's not just me just doing these projects. There's so many different ways that I approach this thing. But if it is that I don't get the support from the guys, from the artists on it, or everyone that's involved, then I'm going to continue to do things how I know best and continue to push it my way. It just so happened that a lot of artists wouldn't be involved moving forward, because I'm gonna start weeding the ones that just don't care. Right? Me just weeding them off, I weeding the ones that just don't care and that's disrespectful. Plain and simple as that. There ain't no two ways of it. Right? And you guys have to understand my position as well.
No, I feel with the conversations that we've been having, people are now having a better understanding of what it is that is
Mm.
happening and how they can jump on board and maximize the effectiveness of them in the music platform because that's what it's all about. It's about making yourself relevant, your brand relevant. And if you're like a label or you're a publisher that controls the destiny of a couple of other people's stuff, here is a good platform for you to get on board. Also, you know, it's like we have the radio station, so at the end of the day you could call and find out how you could have your stuff rotated in a particular manner for visibility, and all that is just a conversation. So
Mm-hmm.
I'm inviting you folks to call and let's have a conversation on both sides of the fence. Call me, call Sean, or call whoever it is that you think that can make your work visible. It might not be neither of the two of us, but
Mm-hmm.
whoever you think that it is, you just make the call.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Because I know one thing: once there's a movement of Guyanese music and artists in this sphere, you know, a lot of stuff gonna be happening
Gonna
for
be beautiful.
almost everybody across the board. Because
Gonna
that's
be
all
beautiful.
it takes. All it takes is a movement. All it takes for us to be serious and support each other. I support you, you support me, and we continue like that. You know,
You could be.
I'm saying to you folks that I'm not just saying it out of emptiness. I'm, I'm, a matter of fact, this is leadership by example. You know, I network with Sean on a daily basis.
Mm-hmm.
We do the absolute same thing. I don't think he do anything different from what I do. You know, but we network every single day in the interest of the music. For who?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you get kids, and none of my kids, only my son. My son is into music. I got 7 kids. The rest of them have no interest in music at the moment. I don't even know if my grandkids them will have that interest, but I just want to know that I'm part. I can be part of something great. And I don't know about you, but I'm inviting you to have the same fever that I'm having right now, and that Sean is having, so we could just invite ourselves into a space where we can work together and achieve something that is great. Look,
Amazing.
I might not be the easiest person to deal with on a regular level, but doesn't mean my heart ain't in the right place.
True
I
that.
mightn't go down the road you want me to go down because I've been the road down 50 times already. And if you're coming with the same directions and the same turns, I ain't following you because I've been there already.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
But if you give me something different to think about, then I might take a chance that you're down a road with a little different twist because you now sell this idea differently from how I executed it before.
Mm-hmm.
I'm saying to each and every one of us, you might be on this forum or you might be listening to this tomorrow or some other time. Whenever you have the opportunity to listen to what we're saying tonight, we are here to build a movement that will make the Chinese music industry in our neck of the woods
Yes. Yes.
viable, visible, and potent, because that's what it's all about.
That's right.
I would like to see Guyanese earn money from their craft. We have a lot of talented people. Why is it that people with similar talents that we have are on the higher food chain right now in
Mm.
terms of the things that they could afford? Are we still struggling with the smaller things in life? Why is it that we cannot arrange ourselves so we can earn the same thing so that the next project from 592 will not just be a streaming project? It will be a one that is so important because we have the people with us that we could do a 592 project and we have a launch like tonight. And we have 100,000 people will purchase an album on the said night that we launch it right here on social media. So
Mm-hmm.
the artists them start earning from the very night that the program is launched with real cash, not
That's right.
stream. I'm talking about purchase cash.
Mm-hmm.
$10, $15, 100,000 albums sold tonight at $15. And artists get royalties and everything from all of that, and they could go and move into different levels of of, of
Production.
production just because they have the ammunition that is needed for better production.
All it is. Couldn't say it any better. Couldn't say it any better. You know. Couldn't say it any better.
Well, we just trying a whole bunch of stuff. We're trying to streaming stuff because you know what? We want to have more people know that hey, we got talent on this side. It's not going to just stay at streaming all the time. So some of you folks that feel that you're going to be streaming, now be streaming. The moment that this whole thing take off, and we're able to amass 1 million or 2 million people viewing and watching and interested in the things that we're doing, you're going to see the magic that's going to happen when you're ready to launch an album.
And it just the culture just have to be, it just have to be so solid that not everybody going to support everybody, but once we get that core, once we get a good amount of artists to understand how this thing really work, is not only you're not only going to support your circle, but you're going to be so comfortable in branching out and supporting others because you know when it's your turn, you get the support, right? You get the support, and it makes it so much easier for people like me, people like Ian to do different things and just feel like, hey, once we put this thing together, not necessarily show, we talking about our usual thing. Ian come up, go on his show on a Fridays. Yeah, I already know you can get a couple of hundred people tapping in because he's promoting all Guyanese. He show videos, he play the music. Likewise, I do similar. We all do similar, but so sometimes different things. But we are getting the job done, and we just want to. We don't want you guys to praise us. That's not what we're looking for. We're just looking for the interest in. If you're not gonna look at it, at least share it to your timeline so someone else can see it, or share it to your story so someone else that might be interested in that. Also, like Ian just said, the radio, right? You might not have interest in listening to the radio, but you might know someone that appreciate listening to Guyanese music. Hey, listen to this, right? And it might be a habit for them every day, and that might move from one person, then another person, then all of a sudden you got hundreds of people that streaming when the day come.
Yeah, because and it's nice that people who do long drives and they come
Mhm.
a little hour or hour and a half. You listen to some what's coming because you have a better appreciation to support this whole drive if you listen to the quality and some of the dynamism of some of the artists that we have
Oh man.
in the system.
Mhm.
Some folks might still be thinking that Guyanese music is where they thought it was before. So the excitement that we have right now might not be part of your
True.
enthusiasm. But I'm just saying, listen to me. Just
Give
give
it
it
a
a
chance.
try. Just
Give it
give
a
it a
chance.
try. Demrockradio.com, whatshotradio.com, and you just listen to the music. And if you're not interested, nobody not gonna beat you. But I
No,
can guarantee you, I could put my head on a block with a guillotine
likewise.
coming down from a million miles
Likewise.
above, that you are gonna have
You're gonna be
an
hooked.
experience that you
You're
didn't
gonna
even
be
expect to have.
hooked. You're gonna be hooked. 1000%.
I haven't had a person who listened to the radio and said the only thing they tell me, "Hey, your radio is set for big people and everybody." But I'm not a teeny bopper, so I gotta put in the big people thing. So I got enough big people thing inside the whole thing. You're gonna go way back in time when you come in, but you also come to some of the current stuff that is happening because I have some of those too. So and I didn't want to do a radio that will be like something else
Mhm.
because basically Sean is more like mainstream current, and I am more like a back in time coming forward.
Mm.
So there's a different
Same thing
place
with
that you can
somebody.
go at different times and enjoy both platform, and it's not a competition because we all doing the same thing. We want visibility for the Guyanese
Oh,
artists.
1000%. 1000%.
And that's what this is all about. All the pet talks and stuff that asking you to share and to support is to help us get the numbers up on our stuff so that we could
Mhm.
share this your music with far much more people. Because if more people
Mhm.
listen to the radio and then
Mhm.
listen to this part now, if you help to develop a platform where people go in and listen to your stuff, then it's less work you got to do when you have a show. Because the same forum that they're listening to going to say, hey, John Brown is going to be at this center tomorrow. And we have 500,000 people listening.
Mhm. Mhm.
So right away, you help us to help you do less work what we ask you to do right now.
Oh wow. Yep.
So everything is everything work hand in hand. I don't know how better to put it over, you know,
Couldn't
than to
say
say
either.
that you're not gonna have to work forever.
Mm-hmm.
You're gonna eventually be a Beyonce, a Jay Z,
Kanye, one of them.
Drake,
Mhm.
one of them in the whole chain, 50 cents, a tank or something, because the music can be at a level where people can have a forum where they can listen to it. And not only that too, As people listen to our platform, they're people who are connected to people who are connected to people. And you'll be amazed to know that somebody come and listen to a Guyanese station with a couple of songs, and they grab a couple of things that they like, and they themselves take it and put it over into a
You
bigger platform.
know, not
They
a
have the
whole not a
access to that.
community. A whole not a
Sean
community.
just said that the audio mark people just move 3 or 4 songs off of the project and put it into another stream. That is your song embracing with other stuff from other part of the
Mhm,
Caribbean right now. So you have
mhm,
4 songs from a project that people think is nothing end up being something because the songs them start streaming with other songs from other part of the Caribbean. And you know what? They're gonna they're gonna look at it punk for punk. Hey, but this song is just as good as that. This is this Guyana. Yeah, yeah.
mhm,
Hey, them them more production up. This is top
mm.
quality stuff, and you start getting ratings.
Yep,
All I'm saying, listen to me. If you help us to make this thing happen, only thing that can happen is that you get bigger.
that's right.
That this is not about me and it's not about Sean. I've been doing this for almost 35, 40 years.
Hmm,
And it's not about, and it was never about me.
hmm,
It was never about me. I just know that when I started this, there was no Instagram or WhatsApp and Facebook. It
Facebook.
was MySpace and it was High Five, you
High
know.
five.
And if you didn't have a pigeon with Tiana note on top,
Yeah, Yahoo Messenger.
you know,
Hey,
so we're
well.
living in a time where time has evolved and the communication access has become more dynamic than it was when
Mhm,
I started in the business. So we can meet more people right now
that's right.
than I could have met 10 years ago. And
Yep.
it's getting better every single day. You can meet more people right now. It's just that some people who have the monopoly in the business squeeze the amount of people that you can meet right now. Because
Mhm.
in the pandemic, you do a live, you had 3,000 people watching you. And there is something else that I want to bring to Sean. I listened to some live with some people cussing and pulling down people. When you go on them live, you're seeing
3,000, 5,000.
2,000, 3,000 people. And all they're doing is pulling people down. And Facebook don't block them. Like for some reason or the other, is this not a forum for positivity or for positive development? If it's not, if it, I think those are taboo stuff. According to the policies, those are the things that you're supposed to go into Facebook jail for.
Mhm, mhm.
But those are the places that get a number, you know. And I want to beat up Guyanese people right now too, but I can give you all the reality. You go on TikTok. Most of the Guyanese people on TikTok cussing and abusing somebody else. That's the only way that they probably choose how they could get viewership on it. I mean, we need to change something because the world is watching. And if this article, as if this article see from Guyanese, go on TikTok. Most of the Guyanese people only. All they're doing is some heavy abusing going on, heavy abusing and cussing and stinking, dirty down this and all kind of stuff. And the numbers is up because other people just rushing for going
It's
and
the
see
way of the
somebody
world.
abuse somebody.
The way of the world. The way of the world.
You get something to foster change and stuff, and some of them same artists that you're trying for support right now, they're watching somebody abusing right now on some other part of the stuff, and they're wondering how come they ain't getting nowhere with the music. Some things we gotta change, and I don't know how to change it, and that's the truth. I don't know if I tell people don't abuse or do another on TikTok. But it's only Guyanese. Most of the people that I go and I see on TikTok that pulling down one another, Guyanese.
Mm.
We need to change that, man. We need to change that. Let's start building up each other. How can we do that? It start from one day at a time. You start in your own house. You start from building up your children and everybody in your community. Wake up in the morning. You're living in an apartment building. You go outside. You tell the neighbor good morning. I'm in a building here. When I came here first, I used to tell people good morning. Nobody never said answer me. I used to want to know what kind of people is this.
Mhm.
You're saying good morning to people and good afternoon and hello. Nobody don't say anything.
Mhm.
But I continue every single day. And everybody, when they see me now, I say, good morning. It's yeah, good morning, good
So,
afternoon, and thing. But
culture.
it was a work. I in a building with people never be thing. I walk in and you're coming behind some people and they go through the door. They wouldn't even hold the door
Hold it.
for you. Yeah. So I start doing the things I want to see happen in my environment. Somebody come, I hold the door for them, you
Hmm.
know. And when they didn't say thank you, I said it's simple, all you had to say was thank you.
Hmm.
And then they was smile and thing, and then next thing the same person was blam the door and things started holding the door for you. So I get a whole new change in an environment that I'm proud of myself for just holding up the good morning, the good afternoon, holding the door. And I'm seeing them holding the door for me right now. If they see it coming in, they hold the door for me. I tell them thank you. They say you're welcome. So
Hmm.
it's just work. Most of the time, we just have to introduce something new to people who not accustomed to to the environment. I didn't want to become an American coming out of Guyana. I wanted to be the same charitable person I was in Guyana as I live in the U.S.
Hmm.
So I had to change my environment to see it respond like me. So I see people telling good morning, good afternoon, and how are you, and having conversations and them kind of stuff, which never happened before. Everybody just mind their own business, walk in and out. They didn't care about anything. You know, Parking in the streets, the guys park anyhow and left a whole big space. I would go to the guy and say, listen to me, man. Have you ever had the opportunity where you drive around this block 5, 6 times, 7, 8 times, and you couldn't find parking? Say, yes, at the time. I said, well, if you had just gone up another 2 feet or 4 feet, somebody else couldn't come and fit in right behind you. So next time, just consider that, you had the experience of driving around, and it's a nine driving circling to have find parking in Brooklyn.
Hmm.
And sometimes all it takes is for somebody to just be considerate and go up 2 feet more so that somebody else could fit in.
Fact.
So, and the same thing, I'm talking about that and I'm bringing it right back into the
Hmm.
music. It's the same consideration.
Hmm.
We just have to be concerned about the other person. Somebody dropping an album,
Consider it.
we're gonna go and support that person in the album launch,
Even if you can't buy, just share. Even if you
right?
can't buy, just
And
share.
even if you can't go, it doesn't mean you still can't buy a ticket and give it away to somebody.
Mm.
You know,
True that.
we have had that when we had our boat right. There are people from Canada who bought tickets for the boat right and give it away on the program.
Hmm.
So there's a community there to support us. All we gotta do is organize ourselves. That's what I'm saying. If there are promoters or people with venues that know that we could keep activities that could put 1,500, 1,500, you have that kind of venue, and you want to work with the Guyanese community for us to bring our talents to your neck of the wood. Just call them up, call Ian Johnson. We ain't hard to find. We can make an arrangement. We're gonna start a movement so that we could empower our artists in this time, and they could have a vacation, a job that they can be proud to be earning the right monies, because there is a big support network for them on the
That's
outside, which we're gonna do with the resources that we're trying to put together. We don't have the best of equipment. I mean, uh, is enough to give you a
make
good
it work.
sound on out there, but it's a work in progress. And
Mhm.
as everything started to come in place, we get we get better equipment, and we get better at what we do.
That's right.
All I'm asking for is the artists and you fans that gonna spend time to engage with us. Just continue to give us the support. When you see we post something, if you have the time, just help share it, please. That's all you gotta do. You know, as an artist, you don't have the time to sit and listen to Shannon, for 2 hours. It doesn't mean you can't just share the link here. Dem Rock Live with Ian
Mhm.
Johnson, you know,
Facts.
and the people don't even have to. We don't even have to know that you're not listening. You're not looking. But we look at your page. We know that you
See,
are part
share.
of the support network
Hmm.
that helping us in the drive that we have here right now, so that
That's
we can
right.
have a more illuminated Guyanese front. The movement, the music, you know, and we want to put people to the place where a man don't have to have another job, but he could just live off of music. 'Cause that's another
There you
thing that's
go.
happening right now. Most artists, get a regular job, and they got a battle between the regular job and the music, which requires much time for it to be developed too.
A lot of money.
So as you help us to build this industry, Guyanese artists who wants to do music as a vocation or as for as mainstream, will be able to give up on a $20 an hour or $25 an hour job because they can now put time into the music that is being now running on a mainstream level, and they could afford to do so many other stuff with the earnings that they're gonna be having out of the music, the live gigs and them kind of stuff. And that all happen if you folks can help us make that possible. We can't do by ourselves. If we could
Mm-mm.
do it, if we could do it by
We're
ourselves,
gonna be
this
honest, like
conversation wouldn't be
even
happening right now.
it's like
You know. So
we'll be
I don't know what else to say. I you know, I think we have played enough with the situation.
uh,
You know. We did it a little bit different. I think 2 years ago, a Guyanese artist come on social media and started crying because of the frustration of the music.
mhm.
So, and it could get to you like that
Yep.
at some point in time. So it's just that we have so many other things. You know, I have a regular 9 to 5 job, but I take most of my money that I have that I don't use for other stuff, and it pumps right back into music.
Yep. Mhm.
Some of it, if nothing ever happened for music, I'll never see it back again.
Hmm.
And I've been doing this for quite a long time. I've been spending millions of dollars, well, Guyana dollars. Right now, it's thousands of US dollars in equipment and time. So I'm saying to you folks, you know, we are here and we're not here with empty hands and a diarrhea of words. We are here showing you folks that we actually put in our money where we move there. So
And time will be more
because
good. Mhm.
Sean has spent a lot just to get some equipment to put a radio. Because Sean put together a radio in like about what 6 7 months. How long were you at a radio?
June or July from last year.
All right, so in 7 8 months, right? And it's not easy. You get bills every month. Yeah, I feel that the radio just paid us. So there's monthly bill. If you don't pay your streaming bill, the radio's gonna go off. And if you don't put music into the radio, it can't play.
Hmm.
You know, so we're doing what we're supposed to do, and I'll be asking the artists to do. And even after that's a major problem. I make enough appeal for artists to send music, and you gotta do it 4 or 5 times, and for 6 7 8 times for them to send. Some they get the drift right now. Every time you open up your email, you see the new song. They get the understanding right now. They gotta do the new song. You see them send you the music. They send a drop. You know, one guy even sent me a dub plate, and I tell you I gotta put it in on the radio. Some guys getting creative so that they could really grab you into them. And
Hmm.
those are the people we want to work with. We want to work with the
Yes,
people who thinking
sir.
ahead. They're
Yes,
so
sir.
easy to work with them because you don't have to beg them for nothing.
Yes.
You know, you don't have to beg them for nothing. They send you the music, they send a drop, they send a bio, they send you the whole idea about the song. So if you wanna come online without them and say something about the music, you can say something. Some people just send you the song, you don't know nothing about them. So even if you say this is a beautiful song by some Maccabee version or whatever it is, and that's all you can say, because we are so poor in the presence online that even if you go and put Maccabee version, if this is the name of the guy, his name might even show up in the first 100 people that the name Maccabee version. So and
Mhm.
even so, even if your name show up, he didn't send you a picture for know you know who is this person, say you know who you're looking for. So we in a very bad place, and I'm saying all this to say you that when you're sending your bio as a new artist right now, try to clip a picture in the background of your bio so people will know who you are. So if we gotta Google you for some reason, they see a picture, you can say, okay, this is the
This is
person.
gonna be the person.
You know, there is so much to be done at this level. You know, because the other artists them get Wikipedia and all them kind of stuff on the site. So we reach the Wikipedia level, cause we, cause that's alone is next another $1,000 expense just to get into the circle.
Mm-hmm.
And some of y'all ain't even getting it right to get yourself registered for and spend $1,000 on Wikipedia. So, it's a process. We could just work with us, and we could help you achieve all the
Yeah.
different levels in the business.
Mm-hmm.
It's just a conversation. And I'm sure if I can't help you, I can certainly find somebody
That's
who
right.
can give you all the information you need.
That's
Sean can
right.
do the same. Cause that's what we do every day.
That's
We
right.
every day we do referrals. People call for something, I send them things. Somebody call, you send them here, send them there.
Yeah. So before we go, I just have one more main thing I want to talk about for a couple of minutes, and that's it. Artists, when you do an explicit song, right? Try your very best. Even if you got to pay the producer a couple more $100 or whatever it is, get a clean version. There's so much songs I cannot add to the radio rotation, to Demrock radio rotation, because it's not clean, right? There's so many songs like, and I've been asking for months, years, and I'm still waiting on some songs from a lot of artists. Some artists, they're good at getting it done, and sometimes I know it's the producer not being able to, send it to you guys. But Audacity, learn it. You could edit, do your own radio editing that.
But from a production standpoint, because that's what I do. I am a studio engineer. So I'm saying here right now, when you're writing the song, sometimes when people come to me and the profanity they want to use is not necessary, I tell them, "Block, you're not putting that. I'm not gonna record. It's not necessary." You
Mm-hmm.
know. Sometimes some people just put something in it, and the song is a good song without that. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
in fact, that takes away from the beauty of the song. But for some reason, some guys just feel that it should be in. But even if for that reason you're doing the line, you just ask the engineer to, "Hey, open up a new line and put something clean here," and you just do
Yeah.
a dirty version, then do the clean line. So when the guy is ready to mix, you get two mix. You get a radio mix and you get your explicit mix.
Mm-hmm.
Do not ask us to edit your song, man. Oh, it's unfair. We busy
Right.
trying to fight up for get sponsorship for do a whole bunch of stuff.
Yeah.
We ain't got time for going sit down for produce the
Edit.
song, for go and edit it and then or pay somebody to go and do it. No, man, it's unfair. You're going to you're singing, you know your part dirty. Just know you have to get a clean part because even if you're for the Guyanese artists who living in Guyana, they know the song now play on the radio. So make sure that you get two versions of your song if you're gonna go down that road. Just ask the producer, "Hey, give me another track." And every time you do something dirty, you do something clean. So when you're ready to mix your song, they give you two versions. You get the radio version, you got your explicit version. And it's quite easy to do that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and then the other thing is like a DJ might come across your song, and because it's not clean, you miss out an opportunity to get it played on the radio. Now, don't always think to yourself that this track here is for club only, you know, because if you keep thinking it's for a club or something of the sort, then you're gonna miss the opportunity of even thinking that you need a clean version for radio, you know, for radio.
But
Like,
most of the smart artists, the established artists, even though you see they have explicit lyrics, most of them have. A matter of fact, they got a clean version of the song, but not just blipping out the word, but a whole new reconstruction of a new thought or a new phrase inside of there that fits perfect
mhm,
away from. No, we our clean version of a song is to blank out the word, right?
mm,
But we could get creative like the people who before us, who creates a whole new parallel for that whole line and fit something else in there that is perfect,
instead of
fitting with the rest of the teams, and this is where creativity comes in.
my
Oh,
understanding,
we can do that.
my understanding of why, mainly the dancehall artists is so that they can make a point and make that point register. So if they're talking about shooting your head off, they gonna let you know in this manner, right? Expression, you can't stop them. I'm not trying to stop you guys from expressing yourself, but just be conscious of, is it necessary? you know uh, we have a really good dancehall artist. He mainly get a lot of explicit stuff in his songs, and I came across one song a couple months ago, and I'm listening, I'm like, ain't no cussing in it. And just before the song finished, the F word in it. And I'm like, man,
Is that necessary?
you could do
Is that
without it.
necessary?
Could have
Yeah.
do without it. Just one, just one in the entire song, when it's mainly, every couple of bars. But I'm like, that wasn't necessary, man. I was rooting for you. I was rooting. And I spoke to them about it. I mean, we both laugh about it, but it's just not necessary.
Like I said, when I regarding people, if that's not necessary, uh, you know, I win my argument most of the time. You know, it's not gonna, because furthermore, the first 2.5 or 2 minutes and 5 seconds of your song is the most important part of your song. Because most DJs mixing music don't go longer than two
Barely
minutes
30,
and small
barely a
change.
minute.
You know, so I don't know, man. We have said so much tonight, Sean.
Mm-hmm.
I sometimes I just got thank you for the strength, because I sometimes I just want to give up on this whole situation, because like I've been just battling, doing the same thing, repeating myself like a recurring decimal all the time. And sometimes you see change, and then when you think that there's a change, everything gone back to normal,
Hmm.
you know. And I don't know. We don't seem to be able to grab at the artist. Once you're not saying the things the artists want to hear,
No interest.
yeah.
No interest.
But they still want you to play the stuff, and they still asking you why the song ain't playing, why the stuff and this and that.
That's the thing. That's it. That's it. And I just feel there's a level of consciousness that they all have to get to. Not to say, all the artists doing the most, but it's just we got more that is hard to deal with, right? There's more than it's a lot more that is hard to deal with. And the small portion that is doing the necessary things is not enough. It's not.
Yeah, because and like I said, there are artists that does a lot of work and share people's stuff. But I don't even want to call them artists, because most of the people who excel in this business just don't do artist work, like GT Youth. Owen
Mm,
started as a
promoter.
composer, a
Mhm,
writer, and he was started promoting a lot of stuff for people. And then when he get frustrated with artists, finding the artists them to execute, he decided he can jump into the race and sing his
mhm,
own songs them, because he write a lot of songs.
mhm.
So his approach to the music business different from a regular artist, because he wears a different hat, and he know at every level with the hat you get on, there's a certain work that is required. So
Mhm.
it's easy to work with him at every level, because he recognizes, hey, you got to do this, you got to do that. That's why I encouraging every artist to put out a rhythm, be an executive
Yeah.
producer,
Mhm.
be a promoter, promote some concert in your neighborhood.
Mhm.
And I feeling that's the only way we will be able to be respected for the things that we are asking of them,
Mhm.
because they're gonna recognize that they're jumping into something, and they say, hey, this is the same thing I'm already talking about here.
Yep.
No, y'all not supporting me in this thing, and them and the other artists them will get their own rocketooks going on.
Mhm.
You know.
It's not that we want you guys to fail, but we just want you guys to have the experience and just a taste of what it takes. That's all it is.
Yeah, there's some artists that get themselves together. Get some artists who know exactly what they want to do, and they make it work. They make it work easy. And kudos to you folks. Pick
Mhm.
yourself up, tap yourself on your shoulder.
That's right.
You know, not everybody don't know, and not everybody know everything. Likewise, I don't claim to know everything. What I don't know, I tell people just give me some time. I'll get back to you tomorrow.
Hmm.
I'll go look it up and I'll come back with an information, or I can give you some source that you could follow up and get the information that you need.
Hmm.
So we're here, and I'll be asking is to help us to make you better artists.
Basically, yep.
So
It,
this what this cries
that's
for
right.
us to help you to become better artists, for you to become, if you're a producer, a better producer also.
Hmm.
And Sean, I ask you again to rewind the what's his name,
Alive with the John
John
FX.
John FX stuff. Just straight back in your feed, or at least it could
Hmm.
come back in again. That way out. It's like about 2 months ago. You
Hmm.
know, that way out. You gotta start your page too far because you're doing live and
No,
a
no,
whole bunch of
no.
stuff
Go
every
for
day, so they're getting shift down to the bottom. That's just go and just put a share and just bring it back to the top of the thing. I think there are some very very critical information in that
I like
meeting
it.
with a guy
Mm.
that would cement some of the things that we were saying here, because it's like, okay, I don't trust it to them word. Them is just two local people. Them already know what happened. So
Mm.
when here another guy expressing the same kind of concerns about the music industry, and going to another level to show you the things that they did
Mhm.
to allow things to happen in their world.
Mhm.
Because he's not a Guyanese though. He just worked with a lot of Guyanese people according to him, and he was able to to be successful by just doing standard formulas in the business, which
Mhm.
is what he expressed in the as carrots in the whole presentation. And I encourage people, if you're listening right now, you don't have to, and Sean forget to bring it back to, just go and look.
Nah, nah, I remember. I remember. I remember. We'll pause as soon as,
No,
as soon as we get out of this.
yeah, that's a powerful thing, man. And keep refreshing it, man. I think every 2 weeks it should take a refreshing and come back to the top.
Mm.
Because you do too much of posting. You just post a lot of things every day. It's like about what, 15, 20,
Nah, nah, not
25
that
things you
much.
post.
Not that much. Not that
Yeah.
much. I'm doing somebody.
Yeah, you got a lot of things up on your page. Look at your page with you. You got a lot of things that they're posting on your page,
No,
man.
I post almost every day, but not no 15 times a day.
But
You
if we're talking
watch.
about after 10
Yeah,
days, even
go
if you
all the way
post five
down.
things,
Yeah.
50 things you already got there. So
Mm-hmm,
you got
mm-hmm.
your fifth item before you find the production.
Mm.
So you got to keep refreshing that stuff, man. You got goodies that refresh it and just bring it back up. Let people,
Mhm.
you know, they're gonna say, "Hey, I heard a guy talking about this stuff here," and they can bounce into it. I encourage the artists them to just spend some time in it. You're driving on a long drive or you get a little time, you just put it on and you just listen.
Mm-hmm. It was really informative and good. And he's not no regular producer. He's a super producer. Grammy nominated. I mean, got over 1 million people following him on IG. And it's not about just the numbers, but the information that was shared. Hmm.
Yeah, like look, I can't stop being me, and I don't want to apologize for being me, but I'm a very blunt person. I just gotta tell people just as it is.
Mhm.
I can't. I don't know how to sugarcoat situations. So sometimes I don't come over too nice because people think I'm too blunt and I come over disrespectful. But I can't sugarcoat something. I can't see a camel and tell you it's a
It's a good.
horse. I gotta tell you the truth, and because this is how it was built.
Hmm.
So, I'm hoping that from all these little conversations that we are having, that it not just only motivate the artists, but some of the folks that are listening, because we have a very active listenership in the Guyanese community. They're not interested in singing or anything. They just want to see good things happen,
Yeah.
and the only reason they don't turn out to some of the event is because they sit now on some artist page, and the artists them don't even promote the stuff on
Don't
their
even
page because they know, but
they
they're
don't
friends with
know.
nobody else.
Don't know.
So I'm just saying to listen to me when something happen, just be proactive. If you know you look, I always got to come back to Peggy. Peggy's lived still in Maryland. I always getting in New York, and you go up on Peggy page and see Peggy can share something that's going on in New Jersey, that's going on in Long Island, that's going on. But once it's Guyanese and it's shared, but she not coming.
Mhm.
So some people say, "Well, I mean going to this, I mean gotta share." I'm just saying that sometimes we could teach some people attitude. There's good attitude to get. Some
That's
people
right.
just in an atmosphere of celebrating others, and I don't know if it's something that I could package and probably sell as a beer or in the water. I would probably do that, man, because you know. I say it's so easy. Some people when they're ready, you go on the page and you actually see, and this one like Facebook for you could go and see history, you could see who sharing your stuff, who celebrating your stuff, who commenting on your stuff, who telling you
Mhm.
nice things.
Mhm.
And there are good people out there who want to support this trust, but sometimes they don't even know that we having event. And the only reason they don't know because the artists them that they follow don't say anything. So
Mhm.
some of the artists are to take responsibility when we don't have proper support in activities.
Mhm.
Right. So I'm saying right now it is the artist's responsibility to help us to develop their own self. Because this is what we're doing here. We're taking time out, and not just time. I could talk about me, and I could talk about Sean, because I know Sean like for the Denmark Awards, right? I don't want to ask you for nothing, but if he didn't get the kind of sponsorship he was supposed to get, he'd in the red right now with all the things that he had to do. I hear foreign vice, I hear vices on different stuff. Every time you hear something, it don't come for free. If you don't hear Sean Vice, no, you have to pay for it.
Yep.
So we're doing all of this so that we could celebrate you to
Hmm.
become a star. And in the process of we celebrating you, we want to also make sure that we could train you to be mannerly. So when you get big, you won't come and piss on me and say, "Well, all right, I'm King Waha right now." And so no, we want you to get big, and we want you to come back and to help this whole community, so that we will become larger, and that we will become a force to be reckoned with, not in just America, but every part of the world.
And
And
just
that's the desire. That's the whole idea behind promoting Guyanese music and culture and producers and stuff. Even at our producers, we want them to work for the other people too. We want the people on the other side of the fence recognize that we got talent here, and and we want them stealing them, but we want them to cross the boundaries and work for for the Jamaicans, for the Africans. You know, this guy who did the song, which had the video say like the Touch My Body, Red One
mhm.
Razak. Red One is a Guyanese from Rosal or somewhere. He went to school in New York, and he been doing beats. He been doing beats for Shensia, doing beats for Shatta Wally in Africa. He doing beats for Beanie Man and all them kind of stuff. It's a little Indian boy now who
Mhm.
doing dance hall music, who making waves.
Mhm.
And those are the people we want to bring them back and celebrate them
That's
in
right.
so you would know what they're doing. Because this is not just about celebrating with the artists. We want to bring other producers. We want to bring promoters that doing a lot of work in other places and bring them out and highlight them, not
That's
just artists alone. So our job is not just about making the artists big. Our job is to look at the whole promotion in totality and celebrate every element
that's right.
that is involved.
Mhm.
We get a good cameraman that in everybody's faces. And we want to celebrate the cameraman too, because we want to know that without his pictures and his visuals, we weren't able to show the world how beautiful this thing is.
Mhm.
We want to celebrate the videographers who making the good videos, the honest illusions,
Yep.
you know, um, There's this guy from Linden. I said he did
Direct
a
to Dex.
video with Murphy them.
Direct to Dex.
What's his name?
Direct to
So-
Dex.
Yeah,
Dexter.
Copeland. I think Copeland is the title.
Dexter.
Yes,
Yeah.
that's those are the people I want us to bring to the table and celebrate them, because without them, there's no the artist cannot get visibility.
Nope.
So we just don't want the artist to come and take. Oh yeah, I'm the Queen Bee, or I'm the King Drake, or whatever king it is. We want to make sure that we celebrate everybody who is helping this industry to move forward.
That's right. That's right.
That's what I'm here for.
And just for the record, that award, if I didn't do those stuff by myself, it would cost thousands of dollars. More so, if you have it in your heart to assist in me finishing up some of those awards, I would greatly appreciate it, because I had a lot of promises that did not come true. So I have to do them piece, and that's what I've been doing over the couple of weeks. All right. So, if it is that you want to contribute to do two awards, that would help. Just wanted to, stick that in there.
Well, like I tell y'all before, the guy had a vision to do the stuff, and I'm happy for the team I work with over at Power Jam. They said, hey, eh, we're gonna throw back Sean Demrock on this Guyanese award stuff, and so I was able to convert my program setting into
That you did.
supporting the Demrock Music Award,
That's good.
because I am part of I'm working with the station, so I was able to pour my What's Hot program
Mhm.
into supporting the whole mechanism with the award. So, and I know a lot of people had a lot of expectations and things to say about the award, but I'm saying to you, you don't ever know how the shoe pinch until you put on a tight shoe. You gotta get on a tight shoe for understand the tight shoe situation. Right? And I commend Sean for the belly. I always say you get belly bottom, because that's always look at this thing here. So you want to do something, you look at it, you know it's a brave project. You know you gotta get a certain amount of money if you want to attempt it, and he was willing to gamble his personal finances just to celebrate Chinese artists.
Hmm.
Something that I've been doing
Thank
my
you.
whole life. You know, I don't get thanks for it, but at the end of the day, I get gratification in just doing something that I know that is necessary.
Hmm.
And I think there's the same thing with Sean. That it was a necessary element
That's
with
right.
all the stuff that's been happening in the Guyanese arena. And here's an award show. It come. Some people vex, some people in vex, some people happy, some people celebrate, and but it's done,
Uh,
and it's open for your suggestions, not criticism. So if you feel that something else should happen, then you just spend on some information
mhm.
on Facebook, on Instagram, or wherever it is, with a commitment, and say, hey, I'm willing to stand by this award, whatever is gonna help I could do to make this award possible. I'm gonna stand financially and with ideas to make it happen. Everybody own an award, a particular award, then the next Denmark award is supposed to be easy. You get a certain set of people that's committed to a particular award,
Mhm.
and because this is what they like.
Mhm.
Just find something you like. Just go look at the categories and find something you like, and just say, Sean, next time you get this award, I want to be part of this award here. And you
Mhm.
make a commitment to help with the financing and help with the designing and whatever it takes to make the thing happen. And then we get another award show come around, and it will run smooth, and everybody's gonna be happy. You try to put a whole bunch of thing awards in, and then so to make this happen, I'm trying to please everybody. It's not an easy task.
Nah.
I envy you for the particular task, because that was too much for somebody with nerve problem like me to handle.
No, man, the thing was easy to put together, like literally because I see these things in my head, and being able to graphically do these things, it I have full control, so I know exactly how I want it done. And quite a few things wasn't done the day of, and so I know it would have been extra extra nice, but I thank God that I was able to pull through with some of the issues that I was having, and then I subsequently did the after show, which went really really nice. Restaurant really really nice, showing some performances and stuff. So
Well, you're on track with what you're doing, and like I said, I've been trying to pitch some support, because the last time I had a conversation with you, you asked an important question. You said what I can say to the world, to and different communities to get the support, to support the Guyana stuff. And my answer will still always be the same. We have to get the government of Guyana and the private sector of Guyana and in the Guyanese diaspora supporting the stuff that we do.
yep.
What will we offer them? We offer them the visibility through our platforms.
Hmm.
And there's not much more to offer. We offer them visibility through the platforms that we have. You know, all the businesses that are gonna come on board, we offer them visibility and we offer them branding on our events, our flyers and stuff that we're gonna put together. And we give back. It's not just like one like an ambulance. We're gonna be giving you value for your money. I
Exactly.
want to see the government of Guyana when there's tabling stuff, the table stuff to support the folks that are out of Guyana. And I would say this again without an apology. That does more work than the people who live in Guyana for Guyanese artists.
Mhm.
And I ain't apologizing to nobody for this statement. I'm still challenging people to bring to the table anybody in Guyana that does do more than the folks that they're away from Guyana, that the things when it comes to Guyanese music.
Mhm.
And I leave that on the table because NCN supposed to be the place you could go and find Guyana stuff and the share foreign stuff here and just you're seeing and seeing and then stuff down there. And the culture in Guyana is to celebrate foreign. Somehow when you come to as a foreigner or as somebody who from Guyana to this part of the world, you understand the importance of celebrating your own. You understand the importance of embracing your own branding of your country. And all we need to do right now is have a country to help come and embrace us in what we're doing. We are just small entrepreneurs trying to keep something that the government's supposed to be keeping alive. We're trying to do something with the limited resources that we have. So we can really bring back the dead to a certain amount of living percentage. I don't know if I explained myself right. We can't make the
Right.
living
Right.
live 100% because we resources not that big. So we can keep the living alive at a certain level until we could get the necessary until the Red Cross or somebody else could come in and do the rest of the stuff. We can sustain the life until we get the necessary support.
Hmm.
I still need to see some funding coming into some of the programs that we have here that not just affect the Guyanese in this diaspora because most of the stuff that we do celebrate the folks back in Guyana. Some of the music that we rotate on our radio station comes right in from Guyana. Some of the
Yep.
people I celebrate on a Friday night, their music is from Guyana. They live in Guyana. They get more rotation outside of Guyana than in Guyana.
Mhm.
And I still put everybody to the challenge who want to challenge that statement. I want to find anybody that you can tell me that lives in Guyana that do more for Guyanese music than the people that lives out of Guyana. There are some folks in London that does the same thing. There are folks in Canada that does the same thing. And we seem to be doing much more than the people who live in Guyana.
Hmm.
And I would want to see this as part of a government trust where they give funding to the
Allocate.
stuff that we do because we affect the whole industry from the stuff that we do.
Hmm. It's
You might
needed.
not like from my mouth, but doesn't mean that I ain't doing, you know. And even if you don't want to give me, give the other people who doing. You know, I could live with that. I would be happy with that.
Mm.
But we spend more time doing the stuff that we do here, you know, because you have Kitro Falls record. The guy, he's in New Jersey, you know.
Villa.
The amount of Guyanese artists that he record, he pays for them to go to a studio in Guyana, record them, and bring the stuff here, and he does the mixing and he put out the stuff.
Hmm.
Come on, man. We are all Guyanese. Our heart is in the development of Guyana. So we should not be left out when there is a chunk that is there through Lotto, through the oil funds, and through whatever it is, you know. My good friend just got some paper and you get your own studio right now after the president make a declaration 6 months
Hmm.
ago that you can give free recordings to the Guyanese artists. The whole project went on pause because a certain man had studio. Now we go get the government money, he gets studio. We want to have the same luxuries of being supported too.
Mhm.
Because we didn't wait until we get the government support to do. We've been doing even well, I'm putting it this way, we've been doing even though we might never even get any funds from them.
Mhm.
But we still continue to do. You're still talking about Demrock Award 2023, I don't want to ask you if you get any funding from them because that's not my right to ask you your personal business on the Facebook. But I would have waited for you to give a declaration thanks to the Ministry of something. I didn't hear that, so assuming that you ain't get squat. So I'm just I'm just working by your declarations. I didn't hear that. If that happened, I missed that line.
Mhm.
Well, I'm hoping that these guys wake up and see that regardless of the color and how arrogant we might be sometimes, you know, our heart is still in the things that has to do with the development of Guyana.
Mhm.
You wake up, you go to sleep. Every moment you get there's an opportunity, you're thinking how you can empower somebody
Oh
from.
yes. What else can I do to
So
take this
what
thing
else?
to the next
What
level?
else is it required? What's the necessary prerequisite for you to get support from the people who giving away and sharing away money and doing a whole bunch of stuff, putting money in people's hand and all they want to buy is popcorn, icicle, Polari, and chicken foot when they're supposed to be spending money in the music business. You know, I'm still saying, there is room for us in a democracy, as everybody claim, that you can come and say, listen to me. We want to embrace you folks with what you're doing here, so this is how we can do it. This is how we can do it. But something need to come to the table. We've been doing, regardless if they've been given or not. We've been doing
Yeah. Hmm.
in the 592 projects that you have. Most, I sure if you calculate the amount of people that's on that project, some of them never seen New York yet, but they're on the project.
That's right.
So bring back to my point. You know,
Hmm. Hmm.
brings me back to my point. The guy from Kaicho Records does the same thing. Demrock, with the other guy with the group name again,
Diplomats.
Diplomats. Diplomats, the living Guyana, the scouting talent, and then since it's something, they take somebody, send them to a studio recorder, and they bring them to try to put the stuff out and try to see if there's visibility. People are working hard at this side of the fence, and I am appealing to the government officials who may listen to this or may not, or somebody who listens to it might know somebody else in there. Let them know that there are people who are committed to country. We are more one Guyana than one Guyana is one Guyana.
Hmm. Hmm.
And that's what I want to see. I would love to see some support come in this mechanism so we could create a movement from Guyana to New York, from New York back to Guyana. So every year we could pull stuff from Guyana and carry them on college tours in Guyana. So starting from May, Guyanese artists get to tour some of the colleges, get the experience of performing before different audiences and them kind of stuff. Get them into the school on those college radios and stuff. But all those stuff is possible, right? But one thing I learned about the United States, nothing is possible unless you get funding or a fairy godfather or mother. I'm still looking for my fairy godfather and mother. I don't know if you found yours, but I still have an application out for a fairy godmother and a fairy godfather. And I'm hoping that with all the talk about the oil and the riches of Guyana and all the lotto fundings, that the government could find some way that they could fund these initiatives that we are having on the outside. So that we could do much more than just living this, I don't want to say hunt them out kind of stuff. But if we business earn a $2,000, we're gonna spend 2,000 in the music business. If it earn a 3,000, we try to figure out how we can spend this 3,000 back into the business, into the music development, and then we go again. We get another 1,500 and we put it in. Whereas if we're able to put something tangible into the situation at one
Mhm.
time, we could do so much more.
Oh yeah.
But we just doing, with the resources that we have, and we keep doing it, but nobody sees it.
Hmm. Uh,
Nobody sees it.
a lot of effort, a lot of time, a lot of effort, and I've been into my house all day, you know, and it's my choice to be out so late doing this, and over a period of time, it you have to start weeding things out in that you just and that's where I'm at in terms of not caring too much about you know helping everybody and just using my energy towards the ones that's willing to work with me and that appreciate the projects that I put them on. That's where I'm at now, and that's what's saving me from just squashing everything. Aside from that, I'm still motivated, but over a period of time it becomes taxing, and I don't want to lose my drive dealing with you know artists or any individual that is going to drain my energy. No. Mm-mm.
Well, like I said, that's how the system is geared. We understand how the system is geared, and it doesn't mean that we can continue to bombard the system for support. Because I always feel that regardless of who is in government in Guyana, Indian, Black, Chinese, or whatever it is, once the trust is to promote and to highlight Guyana, there should be some kind of consideration for
Yeah.
the stuff that we're doing. So we're not just doing it for ourselves, and that's a disadvantage, because it end up looking like if we're taking the burden of a whole country on
Hmm.
as an individual. Because sometimes I feel like that,
Hmm.
like the whole music world for Guyana lies on my shoulder. I'm happy to get somebody as stupid as me to join me. So
I guess I'm the stupid one. So we could shake hands. Shake hands. We could shake.
I mean, you keep fighting, you're doing, and like nobody recognize that this thing, if you just get the necessary help, you know it could be
All I
a
can
help.
say, conversations like this, even if it go 2 hours, 3 hours, 4 hours, I'm willing to sit and talk about it. It's not going to be like a every day or whenever day, but whenever it's necessary, I am going to do it. Right? I am going to do it because it is needed. Even if
uh,
it's two people, three people, four people, five people, 100, 1,000 people on, it still need to be done. That's the only way that I will be able to express myself and so I don't be bitter.
Because we get and there are others that are doing similar things that we do, but they're just not you know vocal about it, but they share the same pain that we share.
Yep.
you know I'm just asking them to stop laying and hiding, just come to the front. Let's team up, and let's make this thing work, man. There are others like us, but they're just silent.
Mm-mm. That's a dangerous place to be in.
And
I was one.
I keep saying this from the very beginning. No one man can change the direction of Guyanese music.
That's right.
It is a collective effort from
That's right.
everybody doing what they're doing in their neck of the woods to the best of their ability, with integrity and a passion that would want to speak excellence. This is all you got to do. Whatever you do, this I'm going to do it to the best of my ability. If the best of your ability falls short of some of the expectation, we can find somebody who could come and fix the shortening in everybody's situation.
That's right.
So that's what's necessary.
Hmm. So that
And
being said,
we need to stop this competition business too.
hmm, hmm, yeah,
We're
competition
not
is
competing with each other. You
that's
know,
that's not even that's them kind of conversation. I'm not gonna be a part of. This is not a competition. This is
yeah,
a
that's how this job
part.
even making that competition. Oh, I gotta do better than he, and we ain't no way. None of we ain't doing nothing. Whatever we doing is like water upon duck back. But what we competing? Who's the best duck? You know, we ain't going no way. We need to add up the effort so that we could present something tangible to the rest of the world and to people who is relevant, who can just at the click of a finger put
Hmm.
some input and help us to make significant changes in the things that we can do.
Hmm.
And that's what I'm hoping that happen. That's why I'm on for this conversation. I'm hoping that at the end of the day, somebody with grit, it could be private sector, it could be public sector, it could be governmental, you know, and they're gonna say, hey, I'm gonna roll with these guys. I'm gonna see what they have, you know, and I'm gonna try to embrace them, and I'm gonna work with them so that at the end of the day, some of the goals could be achieved, and the movement of Guyanese music, Guyanese artists, and creatives will be highlighted to the rest of the world. And that's what this whole process is all about. This process is about highlighting the creative elements of Guyana, not just in music, in comedy and dance and in art and craft, whatever it is that you have, because our goal is not just for the music sector; it's for all the creative people in the business. You know, but it's just that our orientation is more music. Doesn't mean we not gonna find people with the necessary gifting and skill to do all the other stuff. We might not have it to express because we don't really know the inner workings of some of those systems. But it doesn't mean that we can network with people who have the passion, and we blend the music with the dance, with the drama, with the comedy, with the
Hmm.
art and craft, and we make everything work in one big exhibition format.
That's it. Fusing everything, and just making it
Come,
work.
coming back to the Fuse show, we're fusing everything.
Yeah, that's where the name stem from. We fusing. That's a fuse show. So
Yeah.
we said a whole mouthful, as always, and I think, like I said, it's necessary. Whoever can it can register to, then so be it. If not, it's probably not their time yet, and it's going to take some time. And those are the ones that we might not be able to work with because it's taken a longer time for it to register. So this is not no hard feelings or anything like that. It's just that you just have time. You just need more time to grow and to mature into what we're doing. Right? That's basically it. And a time
And
gonna
we're
come
open,
where
we're open for them when they're ready.
exactly a time gonna come where we're able to work, and we're gonna do big things. We're gonna do big things. I've had experience where They got some artists that been messaging me for years to get on the Ref 592 project, years. And this time around, when I started looking back at conversation, I'm like, yo, this person messaged me many years ago, and I'm telling them, not yet. It's you gotta, come with something better, come with a better song, and one or two, especially with this project here. Actually, one artist, one on this project here, is a guy that I've been messaging me for years, and being able that he was able to get on it. I mean, I smile. I'm like, yo, this guy has have gotten so much better, like really, really nice. So it's just a matter of time. Don't feel like disappointment because somebody said, well, it's not your time yet. I mean, I can't put you on it yet. Is the point, the operative word is yet, not yet. Right? It's not, I ain't saying never. It's not yet. And your time is going to come where you're able to come on a project like many of them. And for example, this guy here, and it's just a good feeling for me, and it's a good feeling that I can see that he's being persistent, and he got better, took my advice along with other things he got involved in, and other people advising him and stuff. So that's what it's about, us coming together, growing, respecting each other, and not just pulling down or keeping this person down because you want to be the one that's always on top, when you're doing that, you actually on the bottom, because you're not being an example to no one. You're not being an example to no one, and I refuse to work with those kind of artists or anyone in general. My environment, my community, I want to keep it clean, pure. It doesn't have to be perfect, but it have to be clean and have to be pure and have to be positive vibes. Yes, we're gonna bump head and all these things, but at the end of the day, we're able to continue to move forward on the one mission. You and I had our day of bumping heads, and guess what? When we understood each other's assignment, you understand that your assignment is important, my assignment is important. So why don't we just put those two assignments together and make it one and keep moving? And that's what we've been able to do. Right? That's what we've been able to do. And so far, there's nothing that can stop us once we are not in the way of with ego and all of these things. Then they nobody can stop us. And this, and like again, it's not a competition, but ain't nobody could put this person against this person against this person, because you understand my mission, I understand your mission. And that's why we've been able to fuse the two things. You on your on WhatsApp on Fridays, me doing my thing, and we able to support each other. No, but we consider it of, hey, what do you have going on this day? Because I want to do a live, and I want our stuff to clash. That's the understanding that we have. Right? I'm not going to do something that you have something having on a day, and you likewise not going to do it. I made a mistake a couple weeks ago where we had some conflicting things, but that's not going to happen again. That was a miscommunication, but that's not going to happen again, because I'm going to keep in communication with you to say, hey, boom, 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 boom. So we have that understanding that we're not going to be clashing with each other and doing the same thing on the same day and all that stuff. No, when you have your stuff, I support you. I have my stuff tonight, you here to support me. Likewise, I'm going to do the same for you. And that's what we want to build a community of, not only promoters, but with the artists, doing that for us and also doing it for other artists. This thing is very, very straightforward, but sometimes we just complicate things. We think of things more than it actually is because of selfish reasons. Right? This is not about having 2,000 fans and 3,000 and 5,000 fans following you and liking up your stuff, and acknowledging that you're such a great artist, but yet deep down inside, all you worrying about is your damn self, and you ain't giving your other artists, your fellow artists, a blight. You got a show coming up, you get paid for that show. Yo, your next plan is Who can I bring in to give a 5 minutes to or 2 minutes to, even if they got to run up on the stage? You understand? These are the things, and not just running up on the stage, using up all your time, and not giving another man an opportunity to be seen. And I gotta go back to this award thing. A lot of artists I give an opportunity to. That's why some of the categories were more than some. And these are some of the same artists that turn around and be disrespectful to me and show no appreciation and still went behind my back, still talking about me. And these are the ones that I look out for, and these are the things that I stopped doing. I
And they
stopped
got
trying
they
to say
got they got they got free visibility because that's what it sure did for them. Free visibility because
thousands
nobody
of
else.
people
They got celebrated. Everybody who was part of the list got celebrated. If nobody didn't know about
big
them, because
time,
I
big time.
had people on my show saying they never heard about these people, they never heard about that people. So they had an opportunity to be heard by a different type of audience also. So they should be appreciative of that.
Yeah, big time. You talking about 28,000 votes, right? And a hundred and something thousand people loads on that voting page. I want to tell you that the radio at that time was going crazy with listeners. It was going crazy, right? Just imagine if we can get that on a consistent basis, right? Consistently, it'll be crazy. It'll be amazing. It's not about me, it's about us doing these things. And that's why the awards came about, because of me doing all these projects over the years. I feel it was necessary. And look, last week, Shaggy posted about we should have our own Caribbean awards, and all of a sudden, all the news outlets jumping on it and making all these things. Yes, we agree and all that stuff, but you know, had couple people was in the comment defending or representing, I should say, representing me, but I wasn't looking for that. But I'm just showing you like the things that people jump after and support when things happening under their nose and they can't even smell it. Right? They couldn't even make mention or make a reference to say, well, this is what Shaggy said, but a few weeks ago we had a Denmark Music Awards. They couldn't even do that, but I mean get my feelings hurt for that. Me get my feelings hurt, period. But I'm just showing you how we set up as a world or a country or a community or however it is. That's how it's set up. Once you're not in a certain circle, you don't get certain recognition or any of the sort. That's why I'm not looking for any kind of recognition. I just laser focus on what I have to do, dealing with my business, dealing with the music business, dealing with my family, dealing with all these things. I have to balance all of these things out, and I'm utilizing my energy wisely. That's my 2 cents for the rest of the night. You can give your closing remarks, and that's it.
I just personally want to thank the fans that endure us in our mediocrity because they have a chance to see us at our lowest. Because many times we do stuff and it's not with the flamboyancy that they would normally get when they see another type of show,
Mm-hmm.
but they still stick with us and they endure our mistakes and stuff and they see us growing.
Very
I
forgiving.
want to especially big those people up because
Mm-hmm.
we be on live and say we're not getting the song right and thing. I mean that's not something you do at the production
Yeah,
stuff.
yeah,
No, we make excuses, but they don't go nowhere. They stay right there.
yes,
I want to thank them for the patience
yes.
and just enduring the situation and just watching us grow. So they will have a story to tell when the CB on the mountaintop. You know what I'm saying? I
Mm,
was there with these guys climbing with them all the time, and we are
yes.
all here at a higher level. So I
Mm,
want to celebrate people tonight that
so
stay
true.
there. I want to celebrate the people that if it's a them rock show, you see them. And
Mhm.
don't get vexed if I call Peggy name all the time because every time you get something, it's Peggy name you see all the time. You see Fee on you know, you see Orto, you might say, you see regular people that people they're like Wednesday in every situation when they come to Guyana. And it's about time we start to celebrate them
Junette is another one.
because we like to have more like them.
Hmm.
If the fever could catch on and we could get like 100,000 people who just there on everything that we do, how potent this situation would be.
Man, look.
So I want to celebrate the people who watch us in our mistake and that's keep encouraging us to grow to another level. They never give up on us. When we get shows in New York, right? People travel from Maryland and all over the place and come till down here just to
Mhm.
embrace the situation. During the COVID, I did a gospel presentation named the Originals on Tour. That was my production
Mhm.
with gospel radio. I have a gospel radio too named Caribbean Praise, CaribbeanPraise.com. It plays Caribbean music,
Mhm.
and we did that from different from one church to the next church. It had Renrick, we had Dwayne Fire, Cassidy, Ian Graves, who else? A whole bunch of people we had in it, and it was a beautiful production.
Mhm.
So, and people travel from different states in the COVID to still come and celebrate with us all the time because we were celebrating it was all Guyanese artists. Um, well, headlining the cast, there was a few Vinci and some other people from Trinidad who liked what we were doing and they jump on board with us.
Mhm.
That's why I'm saying there's potential in what we are doing. Once we're able to make this work, people from other countries is gonna come and embrace it us because Guyana is and will become the center of tourism.
That's right.
We heading there. It's
Mhm.
just that I want the government, which is my last point, the government of Guyana. I would call them by name, the government of Guyana, in
Mhm.
whatever department that is responsible for this person of support, financial support, or other favors. We'll lean on some of us that doesn't live in Guyana, but we support hard, hard,
Thousands.
hard in all that stuff that has to do with the development of Guyanese artists and the
Mhm.
creatives.
Mhm.
So I don't know who's the person to talk to, but whoever it is, I have the faith that they will find us because good works can't go untold, and there must be a crop for your seed that you sow. We have been sowing good seeds that
Yeah.
has a lot of people development has been riding on,
Mhm.
and there is going to be a harvest, and I know the harvest time is going to come soon, and the people are going to come back and celebrate us.
That's right.
So I just have that faith. So I want to say thank you. I want to ask the artists that don't look at the things that we say as if we come in to be your mother and your father. You
Mhm.
know, it's just that there are things about this business that you don't know that we know, and we're trying to bring you up to speed to a level so that you will be the best you can be in the shortest span. There's no time for anybody who want laps right now. Now is the time. If you want to do anything, now is the time.
Man.
Because you twisted to sun just now. You're gonna have May Carnival coming up in Guyana. You're gonna have Cricket Carnival and stuff. And if you are the item in New York, we're gonna put up a good fight for some of you folks from here to be
Yep.
paid the right price and to be celebrated going back to Guyana, being picked up at the airport, being taken to your hotel, having your podium ready for you.
Yep.
And that's the stuff that I'm fighting for.
That's right.
Now you're going home and beg for get jump on the stage like some people did the last time and looking like if them popular in Guyana. Just they're begging everybody to jump on the stage. You're gonna be paid. There's gonna be a contract coming for you. The government is gonna you're gonna be paid by the promoter to have a performance. You're gonna be legally on the flyer with your good looking picture, and you're
Mhm.
gonna say thank you to the movement that we have in the US that will be representing for you.
That's it.
And
That's
that's
it.
my take for the night.
Thanks as always. As always, we might revisit this in another couple of weeks, a couple of months. I'm hoping months or never, but it's just an ongoing
No, if
conversation.
things get better, we have celebrations because that's what
Yeah,
we
yeah.
need. Because once people start coming on board, we're just gonna celebrate them because
Hmm.
this is thing is about. It's not about coming and having a week and just asking people for to wake up from the dead and be doing resurrection and all that kind of stuff. But we can have a celebration because people are gonna come on board, and as they come on board, we're gonna celebrate them
That's
because
right.
we're gonna have a potent movement, and that's what we're looking for.
That's right. That's right. That's right.
So I thank you for the opportunity. You know, you could be king Waha and say, I don't want to talk to those nobles to me, but I'm of a higher
Never,
caliber. So
never.
I thank you for your humility. So hey, yeah, and I'm gonna give you a call. We can talk about blah blah. I said, cool, call me. I'm with you.
Definitely, definitely. It's always the doors are always open for conversations like this and many others. Just don't ever think that you're not welcome. Don't ever think that because you already know we on a different level. We're on a different level, and different level calls for different moves, different ideas, and it's not selfish. Is it's doing things that's gonna move the industry or whatever it is that we got going on here to another level. Because it's gonna take a lot more of us to really really move the industry.
That's
A
why
lot
that's why I
more.
make the appeal earlier. Anybody who's a promoter and wants to work with some Guyanese artists in their neck of the wood, we're willing to have that conversation. So,
Mm.
you know, I'm not the only person that does promotion here. There's so many other people that I know that I could hook them up with, that and they could have something going. Because I want to see a movement of Guyanese
Mm-hmm.
artists and performances right
That's
across the different states of the United States,
mm-hmm.
and they'll be able to invite some of the folks from Ghana to come join us here, and create a movement that's going to have people going from Guyana to New York, from New York back to Guyana, from Guyana to Canada, back to the US, to the USA, from the USA to London, back to the USA, and from the USA to 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 France, and different people. Yeah, Guyanese all in different communities, and if we could just make it work and connect, we have a powerful movement that is
It's
going to be unstoppable.
unstoppable, unstoppable. We see the potential, we see it, we know it. It's just it's just them tapping into it and just listening to at least 75% of the things that we say and the things that we advise to do. At least 75 listen to, instead of maybe none or 10%, you know but
Yeah, but the thing about it, Sean, even if they don't tap in or not, we still gonna do what we gotta do, and we
mhm,
still gonna
mhm.
be doing, we still gonna be having our own little waves happening. It's just that it's just a sad situation. You really, the people you're celebrating, you want them to be part of the
Yeah,
excitement that you're having.
yeah,
So that's one of the reasons why this passion is there, because we want them to tap in and
that's right.
have the same excitement that we're having and be
Mhm,
part of what we're doing. It's gonna happen, man.
mhm.
I have the faith for it. I say it's gonna happen. It's
I
gonna
believe it.
happen.
I believe it.
Yeah, and we have the
Thank you.
forum. We got Facebook, and we utilizing the modern technology right now. We don't have to
Mhm.
use no pigeons right now. It'll take 5 weeks, and and
Mhm.
if there's a hawk or something on the pot, the
Gone.
pigeons don't have food.
Message
The
got
message
already.
the message gone.
Start from scratch. But anyway, appreciate it, man. But skedaddle out of here, and go
Have
to my.
a blessed night, man. And just so to everybody else listening on the live and who's going to listen to it, you folks, just work with us, man. Help us to achieve the goals. You heard our hearts, our plans. If you think we're genuine, then just support.
Yes, yes, yes. All right. Good night.
Yeah.
So there it is. um, there's nothing more. There's nothing more that I can add to that. But just continue to support us, and but most of the artists, support us in these projects, and not only support but really be enthused. You don't gotta be, overly excited, but just be enthused to be a part of this stuff. And if it is that you don't want to be on any project, just say, nah, I can skip this one. That's all. That's all. So that we know that, you being real and not just coming on a project just because you want to be seen and not do anything. That's what I've been dealing with for the past couple of years. That's why I did this Rep 592 different. Anyway, guys, I just want to thank you guys for tuning in, tapping in with me, and this is not the usual Fuse show. This is just me coming and giving my concerns and having conversations and things that needs to be discussed. We can't keep sweeping stuff under the rug. We cannot keep doing that. We cannot grow if we keep doing that. Right. So that's why I've always been very silent, with things. But the deeper I got into this thing is I realized that communication, understanding, making your point clear is the best way so that when I make certain decisions, you know, at least people know why I'm moving this way, or I'm saying this, or I'm doing this, and all these things, because I'm obligated to do the things that I set out to do, and I'm gonna do it with the best at the best of my ability. All right. So with that being said, I'm gonna leave you guys with a music video. All right, and hope you guys enjoy. This one is DJ Star, London Rock.
You know how long the people am wait on this one? The dance to them, Hey, you when you dancing, don't step on man foot, yeah? Watch who you dancing, bruv. Don't step on man kicks. Mad expensive, mad peas. You get me? Alright then. Make way for the girl, them sugar, that's DJ Star. Girls love this brother who smell like money and look like cheddar. A beer name brand, we are way for the summer. Top boy got the whole place locked, full of money, young girls and full of contact. Versace sneakers, get this lifestyle lot. Anyways, make a rock. Everybody catch it London rock. Huh? Hey, sweet bad mind people away. You smell good, put your one in the air. Now walk past them from you don't care. Catch it rock. Huh? Hey, sweet bad mind people away. You smell good, put your hand in the air. Walk past them from you don't care. Yeah. Full of style is another one that as another one drop is another contract. Enough Nevis girl full up on my WhatsApp phone a ring. Man off the ask, don't know I'm money that. The area for my damn crew that and a we run road and the world know that every Thursday we reach up at the hot spot with spot thirst trap. Show them the London rock. Huh? Hey, sweet bad mind people away. You smell good, put your one in the air. Now walk past them from you don't care. Catch it rock. Huh? Hey, sweet bad mind people away. You smell good, put your hand in the air. Walk past them from you don't care. Catch it rock. Move your shoulders. Catch it rock. Sweep your foot them. Catch it rock. Put up your hand them. Catch it rock. Walk past them. Catch it rock. Yo, I'm swear to God, my walk past them. I'm a call one broke and catch it rock. Catch it rock. Catch it rock.
Good night. Much love. Bless up. Peace.